We'll join that game in progress following your game in Albuquerque. Craig?
All right, thank you, Mike. Dennis Francione.
In the first possession, Jamal Lewis, you saw him just there. He's had a big last 5 games for the Volunteers, averaging 145 yards a game. Second down and 10. Game just underway in Little Rock. Play action fake. Manning going for it all, going deep. Overthrown, and again, we'll join this game in progress following yours. Guys?
All right, Craig, hi, everybody, along with Todd Christensen and Sean Salisbury. We welcome you to War Memorial Stadium. It is second down and 7 for Tennessee. This, their first series of plays. They just got into Arkansas territory. And Jamal Price, he breaks a tackle. That is all the way to the 40-yard line, and another first down. Zach Pater made the tackle, a pickup of 9 on the play.
Visiting with Coach Fulmer, Philip Fulmer, yesterday, he mentioned the fact that Jamal Lewis is very capable of being a 25 to 30 carry a game kind of back. And certainly that's something that they're going to, that they might consider next year when Peyton Manning has graduated, that young man, and what he can do.
Listed at 220, but realistically he's closer to 230, and he's a true freshman. He's a deep back in the I formation. First and 10, Tennessee. Manning is calling it automatic. Gets the snap with 1 second left, fires, and incomplete. The intended receiver once again, Peerless Price. Now let's meet the offensive unit of the Tennessee Volunteers. We just told you about Jamal Lewis. He has rushed for 727 yards in the 5 games since he has become a starter. Copeland and Nash have combined for 96 receptions this year, and Trey Teague at center is making his 23rd consecutive start. He anchors the offensive line in front of Peyton Manning. It is second down and 10 at the Arkansas 40-yard line. We are just underway. We welcome you to Little Rock. Manning completes it. Jermaine Copeland busted a tackle, and Copeland is inside the 15 and down at the 11-yard line.
Ball was well thrown, but Copeland makes a good move, cutting back against the grain to avoid the tackler, and he's able to do it without losing much speed. Take a look as he makes against now the cut. Cuts right up the field, avoids the tackler, almost goes the distance, but he's drugged down from behind by number 30, Jeremy Flowers. Good effort on the part of Copeland.
A pickup of 28 yards on the play, and it is first and 10 for Tennessee at the 12. Manning calling it automatic again. Looking toward the end zone, incomplete. It was intended for Marcus Nash.
Once again, he had the fade to the outside, threw it just a little bit long. With the hands on the hips, you can tell that he's a little frustrated right now. He's not quite in the rhythm that he would like to be. That's the kind of throw that he's made in the past.
Manning on the night, if you're just joining us, 2 of 5 for 45 yards. This is Tennessee's first series. They won the toss and elected to receive. Arkansas has been shut out 37-0 in the first quarter of the past 4 games. And already they're playing back on their heels. And here's Manning with another automatic. 2 flankers to the left, 2 more to the right. Flags are flying everywhere. Play does not count.
Not aware of the clock in that situation. Sometimes when you come up as a quarterback and you see that, you need to run the play anyway, even though it might not be the right defense for it.
Now the defense of the Arkansas Razorbacks. The man in the middle you'll keep an eye on tonight, Melvin Bradley. Cat quick, 6'2", 225, has 4 sacks on the season. C.J. McClain has 3 sacks from the outside linebacker spot. Campbell and Painter both have gimpy hamstrings. Second down, 15 yards to go. Screen pass. Jamal Lewis. Touchdown, Tennessee. Correction, Sean Bryson with the touchdown. There is a flag on the play.
It's going to come back. It appeared that one of the wide receivers was holding, but that was well set up, that particular screen.
Philip Fulmer, the head football coach at Tennessee.
Take a look at the two routes here. They're going to come down. Right here is where the holding occurs. Trying to set the ball up outside. Now instead of running her out, now watch. Watch the hold right there. Holds on him, holds on, holds on. That's what the official calls right there. There's the flag coming out. A little frustration on the part of the Volunteers.
And so it is second down and 21 yards to go at the 23. Here's Manning. Pass complete. Jamal Lewis. Lewis still on his feet. Lewis will score. Jamal Lewis, the freshman, with his 4th touchdown of the season. Tennessee on the board early on the 23-yard touchdown pass and run.
Two things that are done very well here. Manning gets him the ball so he can be moving forward. A lot of times when you make that throw, it's behind, and Lewis does the rest. It's not as if Peyton Manning needs any help, but he will record a touchdown pass. But the effort and the reason it got in the end zone was because of the Garrison run by Jamal Lewis.
Jeff Hall for the extra point. He just hooked it home. Hall now 32 of 33 in extra points, and Peyton Manning has given the Vols an early 7-0 lead. The weather has never been the same since man set foot on the moon. It's the only explanation for a wind chill of below freezing here tonight in Little Rock. A 9-play, 69-yard drive, capped off by Jamal Lewis's 4th touchdown of the season. And already, Arkansas playing 7 behind. This is Rod Stinson. And the Razorbacks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. The quarterback is Clint Sterner, but they have been getting some production of late out of Eric Branch, the 234-pound tailback. Anthony Eubanks is the all-time leading receiver at Arkansas, and the offensive line has really been nicked up. They've got 2 very young tackles, and their center has a sore back and hasn't played all week. And so it's 1st and 10 for the Razorbacks. And here's Branch. A hole that was open for a moment was quickly shut by Al Wilson and Torrey Knoll. Jonathan Brown leads the SEC with 8.5 sacks, and the linebacking core is especially strong. Al Wilson leads the team with 73 tackles, and the secondary, Terry Fair, has 3 interceptions. And so this is a very solid defensive unit of Tennessee. Everybody talks about Peyton Manning, but this defensive unit for the Vols is strong indeed. 2nd down and 8 for Arkansas at their own 30-yard line. Here's Sterner's first pass of the night, and it's complete to Nathan Norman coming out of the backfield and gains only about 3 yards on the play. Torrey Knoll pushed him out.
A little bit of a confidence builder to get some rhythm and get the ball out in a short pass and a completion, but it still puts them up 3rd and long. That's exactly what the Tennessee defense wants.
Nathan Norman on the season hasn't had much work to do except as a blocking back, and Archie's son is keeping that right arm warm. 3rd down and 7. And here's Sterner from the shotgun. Trips to the right. He's looking right. Throwing right. And it's complete, but short of the 1st down. Emmanuel Smith to the 38-yard line. He needed to get pretty near the 40.
It's a nice catch between 2 defenders, but as you pointed out, Charlie, he needs to be cognizant of where he is on the field. And now a little bit of a debate here as to whether or not they might go for it here, 4th and 1 early in the game. But at the last minute, Danny Ford says, no, it's too early. We'll punt. Good call.
And so Matt Waite comes onto the field. He's a pretty good punter. Last week against Ole Miss, punted 7 times for an average of nearly 47. Terry Fair stands deep back at his own 25-yard line. Waite is responsible for more field position than just about anybody.
Good kick
on the Arkansas offense. And that is some kick indeed. Fair with the fair catch. Back at the 20-yard line, a 42-yard punt. Tennessee with an early 7-0 lead over Arkansas. Charlie Steiner along with Todd Christensen. And as we get closer to New Year's, we have a countdown of our own here tonight.
10,000 yards, 50 yards to go for Peyton Manning, one of only 12 to have done it. That's a pretty outstanding feat. And as I mentioned at the top, I find it entertaining when people are talking about that maybe he has not put together the numbers. I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, that's outstanding. One of only a dozen in history.
And how difficult it is to be the front runner for the Heisman Trophy during the preseason and to maintain that status throughout the year. The Vols are 7-1 coming in, and here's his pass, and it's complete out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And Marcus Nash with the reception.
Three-step drop, Nash on the short out.
One thing that you will notice about the receivers that Peyton Manning can throw to, they're all very big. Copeland 6'2", 210. Marcus Nash 6'3", 190. Peerless Price 6 feet and 183. So not a lot of Smurfs. In fact, there are no Smurfs in the Tennessee receiving corps. Second down, 4 yards to go. And that is no Smurf at all. That is Jamal Lewis. And Lewis is still on his feet and finally goes down at the 37-yard line. That's a first down and a pickup of 13.
Well, the offensive line play is pretty good, but once again, watch Lewis break the tackles. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 arm tackles, and finally the last man is trying to get the ball away, and as a result of C.J. McClain's effort to get the ball, Lewis is able to get some extra yards at the end. You can see there nearly 7 yards per carry. That's outstanding.
6'1", 230, and a freshman. Out of the eye. First and 10 at the 39. Throwing down the sideline. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Marcus Nash at the 25-yard line. Guarded man for man by David Barrett.
Once again, it's the same play that they had in the first series. Identical man-for-man coverage for Barrett. And I don't know what the beef is. This is a nice throw, and at the end you can see trying to get the interference call is Nash, but look at the ball. The ball's right there, very catchable. He's got to come up with it.
Barrett playing tonight, and he is going to get a workout with Marcus Campbell and Zach Painter, the 2 starting corners, both Gimpy with strained hamstrings, and it's a chilly night. Manning now 4 of 8, 74 yards. Needed 118 coming into the game to reach 10,000. That is Lewis at the 40-yard line. Now we have an opportunity to introduce the third man on our team. Down on the field, Sean Salisbury. Sean
says he does have a couple weaknesses, which we haven't found, but we'll monitor him throughout the night. Charlie?
On 3rd down and 9. Manning. That ball is loose. It is recovered by Manning, but it will be 4th and long. C.J. McClain with the tip.
Came from the backside and almost had the sack. The angle wasn't quite right there, but he's able to extend his left hand and get just a piece of it. Here's McClain right there at the bottom of the screen, number 43. Watch, he's going to get bumped up just right there. Look at the left hand. Gets the ball right there. That is a fumble, and Manning knew it. He knew that his arm hadn't gone forward. That was heads up on his part to find it.
On 4th down and 16 yards to go, Chris Hogue to punt it away. Wow. Look at that punt, fielded by Jeremy Flowers. Across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Arkansas coming up with its second possession, trailing by 7. Danny Ford. These Razorbacks are 3 up and 5 down this season. They haven't won a game since September the 27th. And they have been outscored now in the last 4.5 games in the first quarter, 44-0. His team is trailing 7-0. And it's their second possession of the night. 1st and 10 at the 26. Eric Branch. And there's a fumble. Tennessee says they have the ball. The scrum continues. 2nd down. The ball stays here.
They opted to rule dual possession, which is surprising. It appeared that Ron Green had come up with the ball.
In the meantime, at the bottom of the scrum, an injured Tennessee player. It may be Al Wilson, 27. And if it is, he is Tennessee's leading tackler. He has made at least 6 tackles in every game this year. Leads Tennessee with 7 tackles behind the line of scrimmage and 5 more sacks. And so it is Al Wilson. And as they tend to him, let us send it back to Bristol and Mike Adamle. Mike?
And we'll try and get a look at number 27 at the end of the play. See what happens. The ball clearly comes loose. And certainly, boy, I tell you what, I can't believe that they gave it back to Arkansas, because it appeared for all intents and purposes that Green had it. But give some credit, too, to the scrappiness of Branch and getting his hands on and getting dual possession.
2nd down and 8. Clint Sterner is the quarterback. Throwing near side, incomplete. Throwing behind the intended receiver, Anthony Lucas.
Bad throw. You can see the look on his face. He says, sorry about that. I just didn't get myself set.
As they attend to Al Wilson on the Tennessee bench. We'll get a report as soon as we can from Sean Salisbury down on the field.
Also one of their better sackers with 7 tackles for loss.
3rd down and 8. Rod Stinson. And he will not make it to the 1st down. He had to get it to the 36, and he got it to about the 33.
Raynoch Thompson makes a great open field tackle. It appeared for all intents and purposes that he was going to get the 1st down, but that's what happens when you're the lowest rated rushing team in the NCAA. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not just 1A, but that's 1AA. As you can see, those 2 teams, 44.5 yards per game. And of course, that's augmented by the fact that they've had 33 sacks against them coming into this game. Nonetheless, that is not running with the wind.
4th and long. Matt Waite punting it away. Bad kick. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. ESPN2's college football coverage continues next Saturday at 12:30, where footballs are going to be flying. You're going to watch Peyton Manning again against Tim Couch in Kentucky. That's going to be fun. Then at 6, the Tigers and the Gamecocks will meet in a crucial game for both teams. Todd and I and Sean will be there for that one, 6 o'clock Eastern time next Saturday. It was a 20-yard punt for Matt Waite. He shanked it. And Arkansas, 3 up and 5 down on the season. The 25-point underdog can ill afford to make errors like that. 1st and 10. Manning pitching out of the backfield, complete. Jamal Lewis has fumbled. Arkansas's got the football. Marcus Campbell.
This is a heads-up play initially. Now Lewis is going to break some tackles. But here right at the end, there the ball is knocked loose by Corey Nichols. Now watch the scramble for the ball. Instead of trying to pick it up, decides to go after it. They go at the same time. And this is a great effort on the part of number 45, Jamel Harris, because if he opts to pick the ball up, he might not get the recovery. Tennessee might. Instead he goes after, collides, the ball springs loose. Campbell's able to recover.
Campbell at 190 pounds is simply too quick for Robert Poole, 100 pounds heavier, the offensive lineman. And so Arkansas with the turnover. Let's see what they can do.
Well, I sure wish it hadn't been a fullback trap. That's a great opportunity there to go play action and go down deep when you got the defense on its heels.
Rod Stinson didn't gain anything, and Philip Fulmer, in talking to him yesterday, said that he had talked to his team about not looking past the Arkansas Razorbacks. All Tennessee need do is win out. Their final 3 games of the season, they go to the SEC Championship for the first time. Sterner's pass is incomplete, intended for Anthony Eubanks. It is now 3rd down.
Interesting point with regards to Tennessee. With that fumble recovery, they are now -2 in turnover ratio on the season, which is surprising. You wouldn't think that of a team that was number 5 in the nation, 7-1. But that just shows the talent that they have offensively, that they can overcome those turnovers and score a lot of points.
Tennessee has really played extremely well since their loss to Florida. Beating Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, and Southern Mississippi. 3rd and 10. trips to the left side. Sterner looking left, throwing left. Eubanks is out of bounds.
Timing was an issue there. Sterner had great protection. Eubanks runs the corner, but he just couldn't decide when to pull the trigger. And when he opted to do it, he decides it's a little bit too late. Take a look at the pump fake here. You're going to see the corner route. It's going to end up out here in the corner. Now, watch the pump fake and watch what happens. See, he's going to go, no, not now. Now, how about now? Well, he's run out of real estate. And even though Eubanks is open, he just can't deliver the ball because of the fact that he catches it. He's 5 yards out of bounds.
There is nobody standing deep for Tennessee. And just now, heading back there is Terry Fair. And again, Waite shanks it. Out of bounds inside the 20. They will mark it at the 19. A punt this time of just 21 yards.
Well, you jinxed him, Charlie. You said he was punting so well the first time out. And since that time, he's had 2 shanks. And that one was very costly because, as you pointed out, with the receiver heading back late, he had an opportunity to just hit one of those line drives and let it roll and let people down it. You can see that the coach isn't very happy about it. Danny Ford getting right in his face, which certainly indicates part of the frustrations that he has had throughout the season.
It has been an enormously frustrating year for Danny Ford and the Razorbacks, who came into the game with a record of 3 up and 5 down. And here's Tennessee at their own 19, and here's Jamal Lewis on the pitch. Gets outside, and he's run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That should be enough for a first down. Melvin Bradley ran him out. Pickup of 11, 1st and 10, Tennessee.
The blocking at the point of the attack is outstanding, particularly from the tight end's position as he's able to hook him. Jamal Lewis having an outstanding first quarter, and you can see there the difference not only in Jamal Lewis but in the running attack for Tennessee over the last 5 games since he's been starting, giving Peyton Manning another option in an already awesome arsenal.
On 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Lewis again, this time up the middle, and he cuts. Lewis is still on his feet, and he slips and falls at the 44-yard line. That's another first down and a pickup of 15 on the play.
Needless to say, this is a genuine talent, and you have to ask yourself the question, why did it take so long for this young man to get in the starting lineup? Well, the explanation to us was because the offense is fairly complicated. They were concerned that he was not getting his reads and his protection. And, of course, the issue is, even with running talent like this, you don't want him to make a mistake early in the season, get a quarterback as valuable as Peyton Manning killed. That's the reason why it's taken so long for that youngster to get in the line.
7 carries, 52 yards already. 1st and 10 at the 45. Lewis for a 3rd time. This time he gets nothing.
I find it interesting here, Charlie. This shows the real, for lack of a better word, should I say philanthropic nature of Peyton Manning. Here it is, a nationally televised game. He knows that he's got an injured secondary to take advantage of, but the hot man right now is Jamal Lewis. So instead of saying to himself, hey, you know what, I can audible out and pad my stats and really start to rack up some numbers, he continues to give it to the hot guy, number 31.
2nd down and 10. The offensive coordinator for Tennessee is David Cutcliffe. Calls the signals from the press box. Jamal Lewis again. This time Lewis picks up about 6 on the play. Jamel Harris makes a tackle. Here's Sean Salisbury down on the field. Sean?
Guys, the injury to linebacker Al Wilson of Tennessee doesn't appear to be too serious. He had his ankle fallen on, his left ankle, and they're checking it on the sidelines. They're going to heavily tape it. They're going to let him run up and down the sidelines and monitor it, and they're going to make sure that he's okay on the sidelines before they put him back in the game, but they do expect him to return. Charlie?
He is their leading tackler, and he gets in the face of opposing quarterbacks quite often.
Not very happy there. You could see that last time he took a little John on it with some pain.
3rd down and 4. And the pass is complete, and a first down to Derek Edmonds.
Nice little shake and bake by Edmonds there once he makes the catch and turns around. The ball was thrown behind him, but Edmonds able to make a catch. And watch the little shake that he has here in the flat. Here comes the catch. Look at this. It's a little behind him. Now he has to adjust. Little shake right here. Now watch. And he stumbled himself a little bit. Nonetheless, that little juke enabled him to get the first down.
At the 43-yard line of Arkansas. And the Volunteers on the move in the 7-point lead. Mark Levine is the tailback now. And here's Manning to throw. Long over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Peerless Price, and he was guarded man for man by Andrea Moss.
Give Moss a lot of credit because they've been running the ball so effectively. That was a great call on the part of David Cutcliffe to go with the play action there. But Moss was not fooled. Stride for stride to the post.
Peyton Manning now 74 yards on the evening, needs 118 to reach 10,000 and become just the 12th quarterback in NCAA Division I history to reach 10,000. Second down and 10. 4 wides, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Screen pass. Sean Bryson. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard after that, and that's about all.
What Peyton Manning is pointing to when he's raising his arm, that is not the tomahawk chop. He's telling Bryson, look, the play is up the middle. Watch when he makes the catch. He needs to go right up the middle. Instead, he doesn't know where bodies are, so he cuts to his left. Watch him make the catch. Now look at the middle of the field. Look right here. That's where he says to go, but instead he cuts to the outside, and he has no friends there. And the result is a minimal gain, and that's what Manning was frustrated over.
He zigged when he should have zagged, and let there be no question, Peyton Manning is the leader of this football team. Third down and 9. Trips to the left side. Wilson in motion. Manning throwing far side. Incomplete. Intended for Marcus Nash. He knew he should have gotten it.
The thing is that a receiver sometimes has to decide, should I lay out for it or can I catch it running? Nash realizes now that if he'd have left his feet, he'd come up with the ball. Manning has excellent protection. He's got the short corner to Nash. Now watch right here at the end. He's kind of leaning forward. Should I lay out or can I catch it running? Can I catch it running? No. Right there, if he lays out, he might have a shot at it. And he knows it.
Marcus Nash needs 17 catches to set the single-season record for Tennessee. And 29 for the all-time Tennessee record. And that wasn't much of a punt either. Tennessee will knock it dead at the 27-yard line. 15-yard punt for Chris Hogue. ESPN's college football coverage continues Thursday, 7:30 Eastern time, right after SportsCenter with the weekend kickoff show, sponsored by Coors Light. And then it's the Mustangs and the Horned Frogs. That's this Thursday night, 8 Eastern on ESPN.
So do you agree with Lee Corso? Lee was the one that said a couple of weeks ago that Peyton Manning's already won the award. Everybody else is fighting for second. You think he's right?
I think at this point it's pretty much his to lose.
To lose. That's it. Yep, I'd agree with you.
You know, unless he really bombs out in the final 3 games, and he hasn't really shown all that much yet. Here's Stinson, and he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, I asked that because everybody made a big deal out of the South Carolina game when he went 8 for 25, and then surprisingly, the coaches pointed out that that might actually have been one of his better games because of his play calling at the line of scrimmage and his audibles. So it appears that that young man can do no wrong, regardless of the stats.
And so as we come to the end of the first quarter, Peyton Manning's touchdown pass.
Jamal Lewis is the guy. Take a look at the broken tackles as he cuts down the field. He's the one that gets it in. It was Lewis's first half, but of course the numbers go to that man, Peyton Manning.
After one, first quarter statistics. Well, Tennessee's got just about everything on their side, but only a 7-0 lead.
One of the things that Arkansas has done throughout the season, despite their 3-5 record, is they've been playing some pretty good defense. And with the exception of the first drive, that's exactly what's happened here. They thwarted Tennessee 2 times, but their offense just has not been able to generate anything thus far.
Rod Stinson is now the single setback. On second down and 10, first play, second quarter. Sterner throwing and completing it to Anthony Eubanks. Eubanks cuts, and he's got enough for the first down to the 40-yard line.
This is something that I like to see in a wide receiver, and what I mean by that is that everybody's always talking about the courage of going over the middle. Watch him make the catch. Now, the safe thing is to go to the outside and get 3 or 4 yards. You know white shirts are coming your direction, but instead Eubanks says, all right, here I come. Now, I'm going to get a little momentum, lower my shoulder, and see what I can get. See all the white shirts? Normally the Smurfs that you made reference to earlier, Charlie, are the kind of guys that run out of bounds. But Eubanks, like his counterparts at Tennessee, he's a 6'2", 200-pounder, so he's got the guts to go in the middle.
And he has caught one pass now in 34 consecutive games. Here's Sterner to throw again. Sideline for Eubanks. Did he get it? No. Out of bounds. But what a valiant effort by Anthony Eubanks.
And not bad coverage on the part of Goodrich. He lays out and makes the catch. He knows where he is on the field. Now take a look and see if the foot is drugged. Eubanks is going to make this catch. It's just outstanding, even if it is out of bounds. There's the catch. Oh, that take a look right at the end at the right foot. Does the right foot get in? Okay. Well, evidently the official decided that the knee hit the white chalk. Nonetheless, a tremendous effort on the part of Eubanks.
Second down and 10 at the 40. Sterner firing incomplete. Intended for Emmanuel Smith. Flag on the play. That should be interference against Tennessee. And I think it may have been Fred White, number 2. Bill Goss is the referee tonight.
Pass interference, defense. Penalty is a spot foul, automatic first down.
Here comes the deep hook route, and watch Fair is with him man for man. Now watch at the end, he has his left hand on his hip, and the official sees Fair with his hand on his hip, and the result is that was there long before the ball. Smith says, give me the call, you got it.
Terry Fair, number 13, with the penalty. First and 10 at the 48-yard line. And tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Sean Ellis. Now, Mike Adamle.
All right, Charlie and Todd, things got fairly interesting between the hedges. Georgia, in the span of 5 minutes, 2 touchdown passes from Mike Bobo to this man, Hines Ward. That was the second one. They missed a 2-point conversion. Auburn recovered the onside kick and pretty much sealed the deal here. Fred Beasley with that 1-yard touchdown run. They lead with about 1:40 left in the game.
What an up-and-down season for Auburn.
Yeah, but Mike Adamle just loves to say between the hedges.
Second and 12. Sterner's pass is complete to the tight end, Al Herringer.
Pretty good coverage on the part of Nolan. You can see his frustration, but that's what happens when you've got the big body. How many times does a guy make reference to saying the big tight end, 6'4", 261 pounds? Needless to say, a physical mismatch with Noel, and Noel did everything he was supposed to do, but the ball found its way in between the 8 and the 9.
Herringer with his 5th reception of the year, and with that, he gets to take a seat. Third down and 7. And Sterner is in the shotgun with Stinson and Norman helping him in the backfield. Firing near side. That's Emmanuel Smith. And he's very close to the first down. They will knock him down at the 41-yard line. That may mean a measurement.
They're going to go for it anyway, Charlie, is my guess here on the opposite 41. But Emmanuel Smith does a great job of moving his feet after he makes the catch. He's cognizant of the fact that he's right there at the chains, but he's not quite sure. Now, there's no fakes here, no goofing around. He lowers the shoulder. Fair does a good job getting a hold of him. Noel comes back to pull him. It remains to be seen as to how close. He knows what he has to do. Now, he plants his feet. Watch the catch heading upfield. This is a great job by Noel in pulling him back as well as Fair, and it remains to be seen how close he is.
Well, we're going to see.
Oh, he's got it.
War Memorial Stadium is sold out for the first time all year. Not since the Alabama game last year has this place been sold out. And the Razorback fans are out in droves despite the disappointing season.
I'm going to go out on a gigantic limb and say that number 16 in the white has something to do with that.
You're safe on that limb. First and 10 at the 42. Here's Sterner firing over the middle, and it's complete and fumbled, and who's got it? I think Arkansas does. At the 35-yard line. Anthony Lucas, number 80, with the recovery.
Does a great job of coming back to the ball. Tight end makes the catch, a little bit excited, but sometimes when you're not used to catching the ball, you can see, watch as he settles down. He needs to turn back away. Instead, he turns right into the defender, who does a great job of stripping the ball, but give Lucas credit for hustling back and making the recovery.
Anthony Lucas didn't try to pick it up. He just pounced on it. Coaches love that. 2nd down and 4. Stinson, the I-back. Stinson with a second effort is about 2 yards shy of the 1st down. Rod Stinson, 5'9", 194 pounds, from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And again, Arkansas continues to struggle on the ground coming into the game, averaging as a team 44.5 yards of rushing per game.
You're the 9th game of the season. Your leading rusher has 210 yards. That's amazing.
And they have 9 yards of rushing tonight. And here's Stinson, and I think he's got enough for the 1st down at the 30-yard line.
Give some credit here to Abernathy, Brown, Garrett, Burlsworth, and Williams. They really pushed the line. And, of course, coming into this game, Tennessee, a prohibitive favorite, and a lot of that is because they thought that the defensive line would dominate Arkansas. Not so on this particular drive, and certainly not on that play when the white shirts got pushed back.
The offensive line, they have trouble at the tackles, Abernathy and Bobby Pooh Bear Williams, but the strength of the offensive line, the guys in the middle, Brown, Garrett, and Burlsworth. And here's Stinson, and he gets nothing. Met by Torrey Knoll.
We've been calling his name an awful lot here in the 1st half. Give Knoll a lot of credit. With Wilson out, maybe he needs to pick up the slack in terms of tackle numbers. I'm guessing that Knoll at this point probably has about a half dozen hits.
He came into the game tonight the 3rd leading tackler on the Vols defensive unit.
Well, right there, he's the 2nd man there to drag him down, but he's done an outstanding job of holding people up and making sure they're not getting the extra yardage. He's a hitter.
Meanwhile, Rod Stinson has 7 carries for 8 yards. Same old story. The difficulty of Arkansas's running game. And here's Stinson, and he gets nothing again.
Again, I'd have to, you know what, Charlie, you're mentioning that, and we've driven home the point that they're struggling running the football. 2nd and 10, you would think they'd want to drop back and pass, but that's poor trap blocking, and it's a great job penetration on the part of the Tennessee defensive line. Now, once again, coming up 3rd and long, that limits your opportunities and put Tennessee in their nickel or dime package where they can pin their ears back and rush the passer.
Bill Duff, number 50, 2-time New Jersey heavyweight wrestling champion at the nose tackle for Tennessee. On 3rd and 9, Sterner from the shotgun. Firing over the middle, and it's complete to Nathan Norman coming out in the backfield, but he only gained about 3 on the play.
You know what, though, Charlie? Here's an interesting point here, and that is with regards to the field goal kicker. If it's incomplete, they're looking at about a 48 or 49-yard field goal. Now they're looking at one at about a 44-yarder, and they're going to on the sidelines decide as to whether or not they feel that their kicker, Todd Latterette, can punch it in from 44.
And Danny Ford is going to think it over. 7-0 Tennessee. But he is just 1 of 4 between 40 and 49. This will be a 44-yard field goal try. Hash mark to the left. No wind to speak of tonight.
Got a chance.
Got it.
All right, good for him.
44 yards for Todd Latterette. And Arkansas is on the board.
Shows a generation gap, because when I was a kid, I remember watching his Uncle Chuck when he plied his trade for the Cardinals. Good snap, and you can see by the trajectory of the ball. See how the ball spins slowly, even if it is in slow motion? That means he has some pretty decent compression. It gets over the top, and I got to tell you, if you're a kicker who coming into this game, as you saw the numbers, only 43%, you got to be absolutely thrilled with a 40-plus field goal like that.
So Todd Latterette has gotten Arkansas on the board. It's only 7-3 Tennessee. Razorbacks are playing them tough. Latterette's kick is short, fielded by an up back at the 20-yard line. And down at the 21-yard line.
Nathan Norman's 3-yard catch, Charlie. If he doesn't have the 3-yard catch, I don't think that they make this field goal. So a lot of times when you look at those situations, you say to yourself, hey, no big deal. Why didn't they get the first down? Well, they got enough yardage to allow that young man to get 3 points, and a very valuable 3 points, I would say. Norman right there, he's saying to himself, hey, big deal, I didn't do anything of consequence. Yes, you did, young man. You enabled Latterette to get you 3 points.
Nathan Norman, second string fullback with the reception, and that has helped narrow the gap. Jamal Lewis gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all.
We should mention the big hit on the kickoff by Jamel Harris has now got the crowd back into the game, and the red shirts are starting to attack people. You can see Melvin Bradley gets spun around, but he gets on top of the play, but Harris at the bottom is able to trip him up.
Harris, a sophomore from Dothan, Alabama. 5'11" and 231 pounds. 2nd and 9, I formation behind Manning. Peyton's pass is complete. Knocked out of bounds. That's Marcus Nash by Marcus Campbell.
With 8 minutes remaining here in the half, the flag is down, Charlie. It appears it's going to be... It's holding. What I was about to say here is that depending upon the confidence in the defense of Arkansas, you're looking at about a 3rd and 5.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Now, the reason I say that, Charlie, is it obviously you're saying to yourself, well come on, Todd, you got to push him back. But that also means that you're giving arguably the best player in the country 2 more shots at you instead of 1. If you can get 1 good pass rush, you might be able to force him to punt. Instead now, this great thrower's got 2 shots at you.
But it's 2nd down and 19 yards to go. Manning, not much to show so far. Trips to the left side. And 2 to the right. And here's Manning overthrowing Jermaine Copeland at the 32-yard line.
Well, for the first time in the game, Charlie, they go with the 5 wideouts and empty the backfield, knowing that they're going to get man-for-man someplace. But again, this fade route, this is about the 4th one for Manning, and for whatever reason, he just has not been able to connect. Every one of them an overthrow.
Manning
got an idea. He says he's got to give himself a better trajectory than that. He needs to loft it a little bit farther inside and give his receiver a chance to come underneath it.
3rd down and 19. Trips to the left. Here's Manning. Handoff. Jamal Lewis at the 20 and brought down at the 24. 4th and long. C.J. McClain made the tackle.
The flag is down, and Arkansas can only hope that it's not a personal foul against him or a face mask, which really would be foolish.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Those are the mistakes that have been killing Arkansas all year.
It's unbelievable because you've got 3rd and 19. Watch at the end of the play. He's already down. Boy, there's just absolutely no excuse there at the end of the play for Ryan Hale to come in forearm first. Certainly he could have jumped over the top of him or slid and held his arms back like you see basketball players do all the time when it's like, hey, I didn't touch the ball. But instead he goes right in his face. And Danny Ford is justified in his vehemence.
1st and 10 at the 39. Trips to the left. Screen pass. It's intercepted. Jeremy Flowers has only Manning to beat. Touchdown. That is the 4th defensive touchdown of the year for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
And when a short pass like that is behind the receiver and comes off his hands, it's clear that that young man is just not in sync. Very easy throw, screen set up. Certainly that was serendipitous for the defense of Arkansas, but Peyton Manning knows that he did not deliver the ball on the money.
Todd Latterette looking for his 25th consecutive extra point. Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear.
I always get a kick out of that when a guy makes a huge play. For whatever reason, a coach has to come over and say something to him. What else is there to say? They're trying to set up the screen. You can see right here. Here's Jamal Lewis, gets back. It's a little bit high, goes off his fingertip. How many times have you seen that ball go directly to the ground? But instead, in this case, it becomes a pillow. Take a look as it comes off his fingertips right there. bump right in the air for Jeremy Flowers. Interesting point here, Charlie. They're always talking about taunting. Have you ever seen taunting during the play? Now, right there, you can see Flowers do it. Tries to give him the ball. He did it a little bit early because Manning was almost able to drop him before he got in the end zone. And give Manning credit. He shows some pretty good foot speed here trying to run Flowers down. But his momentum's a little bit too much, and he's able to get into the end zone, even though he had a little bit of a face mask.
We talked with Peyton Manning yesterday. We talked with Philip Fulmer, the head coach, yesterday, about the dangers of looking ahead past a downtrodden Arkansas team that had lost 4 games in a row.
Well, later on, we're going to get a chance to show you a graphic that Tennessee, coming into this game, had the most difficult schedule of any team in the top 25, and now their last 3 games were against Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and Kentucky. And so certainly, Charlie, human nature would tell you that after playing the Floridas and the Georgias, hey, man, maybe we can put it on cruise control. Needless to say, they can.
And keep in mind, there's a look now at Tennessee coming into the game with the toughest schedule at a 7-1 record to boot. They finish up, Tennessee does, at Arkansas here tonight, at Kentucky next week, and then at home with Vanderbilt. And so they figured if they could win out, they'd go to the SEC championship for the first time. And if Peyton Manning could lead them in winning out with the big numbers that he has been putting up all year, he would have the inside track to the Heisman Trophy. Well, for the moment, the best laid plans of mice and men.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly makes no sense. At this point, you would have never thought that Florida would have lost 2 games in the SEC. You saw LSU, who beats Florida at home, then loses to Mississippi at home, and today a Notre Dame team, which obviously is not as good as they have been in the past, comes in to Baton Rouge and spanks LSU. So there's really no explaining what's going on in this conference.
And Tennessee has allowed this crowd of 53,000 at War Memorial Stadium to get right back in it. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. And Todd Lotterette will kick it off with Terry Fair standing deep. And this is Fair at the 15. And down at the 26. Tonight at 1 a.m. Eastern Time, we have Division I AA action for you as the 9th-ranked Hampton University Pirates host the Delaware State Hornets. All the action from Hampton, Virginia, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Pacific tonight. And there's a full moon in Little Rock, and it's almost as if it is throwing a whammy on Peyton Manning. Lewis and Bryson in the I formation behind Manning, who's calling the automatic. Jamal Lewis straight up the gut. Lewis spins at the 40 and down at the 44-yard line. A pickup of 17.
How comforting is it for a quarterback? In fact, I remember a great line a number of years ago when they asked Dan Pastrini, what was it like to lateral the ball to Earl Campbell? He says, comforting. Peyton Manning has struggled early on, and how comforting is it to hand the ball off to that true freshman, 230-pound speedster, and cut up the field. You know what he reminds me a little bit of, Charlie? Another 6'1", 230-pounder, almost identical body, although this guy was from another planet. Bo Jackson reminds me a little bit of him.
High praise. Here's Manning throwing sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Peerless Price.
Does it look to you like he's pressing? Like maybe he's trying a little too hard?
Suddenly he's found himself in a hole that he didn't expect it to be in. Tennessee didn't expect it to be in this hole. And that's what Philip Fulmer was telling his team all week. Do not look past these guys. And while Arkansas is indeed playing out the string, Manning has hit now just 2 of his last 6 passes. It is the Razorbacks and their fans who have momentum on their side. Jamal Lewis gains maybe 3 on the play. Jeremy Flowers made the tackle, along with Norman Nero.
Now this gives C.J. McClain, Melvin Bradley and company a chance to white knuckle it. And what I mean by that is that's just leaning forward, give them a chance to really go after the passer here. If they had a quarterback draw in their playbook, which I think they might, that would be absolutely huge here. I don't think Arkansas would expect it.
On 3rd and 7. trips to the left at the top of your screen. Throwing right. Incomplete, intended for Jermaine Copeland. He was guarded man for man by Marcus Campbell.
And arguably Marcus Campbell is their best man-for-man cover guy. They isolated man-for-man by putting the 3 wide receivers over to the other side. Right here, he's going to run the slant route. It appeared that it was a catchable ball. A tough catch. Takes a 3-step, comes with the blitz, tries to backhand it, but give Campbell credit. He's all over the top of him. Good coverage, forcing the punt.
Chris Hogan to punt it away with Jeremy Flowers standing deep. A wobbler. Picked up by Flowers. It's fumbled. And Tennessee's got it.
Justice Flowers made a terrific play earlier with the interception. This time he just makes an egregious mistake. All that he is going to gain for Arkansas in that situation is about 4 or 5 yards of field position. Take a look right there. He never fully gets it. The ball comes loose. Heads up on the part of Hayden, number 48, to strip the ball away from Flowers. Huge turnover for Tennessee and changes the momentum.
1st and 10 for Tennessee now at the 27 of Arkansas. Jamal Lewis inside the 25 to about the 24. Picked up maybe 3 on the play. Kenoy Kennedy, the free safety, made the tackle.
It's so important that you know where you are on the field. And in the case of Flowers, when the ball was a pop-up like that, you see the white shirts in front of you. Even if he does catch it clearly, he's going to get tackled for about a 2-yard gain. It's just absolutely a situation where you have to be cognizant of that. You've got the momentum. Your defense is stopping. You got to know those things before you take chances like that.
It was Flowers who scored the touchdown on the Manning interception. It was Flowers who coughed it up at the 27. And here is Jamal Lewis getting nothing at all. Norman Nero was there. Jamel Harris was there. DJ Cooper was there.
Great job of the outside. Jamel Harris, you mentioned, stringing the play along. Obviously, at this point, we're very cognizant of the fact that Jamal can run, but they strung the play out, and he had no place to go, so he cuts back against the grain, and the red shirts were there. Now another crucial 3rd down for Manning and company.
And a long 6. They have to get to the 17-yard line. And Tennessee is going to call a timeout. Arkansas protecting a tenuous 10-7 lead. It is 3rd down and 6 yards to go for the Tennessee Volunteers at the 24-yard line. Trailing by 3. Manning looping it out of the backfield. How about that pass? And it's complete to Jamal Lewis, but short of the 1st down.
What a great touch throw. Oh, that's amazing. Absolute moon ball.
That thing came out of the sky like a parachute.
Look at this. Looks upfield. And you know, Jamel Harris, who has him in coverage, Jamel on Jamal, isn't that bad. But look, he has to make the adjustment. Oh, what a nice soft throw. Boy, oh boy, that's a nice touch. After struggling so much up to this point and putting a touch pass like that on, I'm guessing here, Charlie, even if they're short, they're probably going to go for it as well as Lewis is running.
Well, he got the 1st down. Philip Fulmer, now in his 6th season at the helm of Tennessee. He has been at Tennessee for 23 years. He played his college football there on the offensive line from 1969 through 1971.
Trick play.
Oh, look at this.
It's called the swinging gate. Interesting to see what's going to happen here.
Looks like a 2-hand touch play, doesn't it? It's going to be a screen pass. Jamal Lewis still on his feet and down at about the 11-yard line.
You know, they were talking about how Barry Sanders has the most exciting 2- or 3-yard runs in football. This guy's a freshman, and no, he's not in his class. But Arkansas certainly isn't fooled by, they're certainly not beguiled by this formation. Everybody has seen this swinging gate.
1-1,000, 2-1,000.
But take a look at the move here. He avoids one tackler, avoids another. He gets a block downfield, cuts back against the grain. Really, Arkansas wasn't fooled. But Jamal once again with a great run.
2nd down and 6 at the 12. Here's Lewis again, a bit more conventional, and he gets nothing. Randy Gardner and Jamel Harris again team up on the tackle.
Well, at 3 and 5, there have not been a lot of accolades to pass out to the Razorbacks, but certainly the defensive line deserves a lot. Great job in pursuit. And there you can see running from the backside, showing some great speed, is Norman Nero, who makes the tackle. Harris in on the assist. He's had a tremendous first half. Don't forget, he was the guy that made the big hit on the kickoff to get the crowd going.
And so it is 3rd down and 7. The line of scrimmage is back around the 14-yard line. 2 to the left, 2 flankers to the right.
Middle of the field is open.
And it's complete to the middle of the field, and Marcus Nash. Oh, that turnover just killed him.
Really did. And there's the reaction of Flowers. You can see he's not very happy with himself. But again, you know, that's old news. As we mentioned, the middle of the field was open. He spreads them out, gets Nash on the short crossing route, catches the ball, and that's just a long ways to run. In fairness to number 25, Chris Chalmers, who had him in man coverage, you got to cover the entire length of the field. Tennessee smart there to utilize the middle of the field minus the free safety to get the touchdown to Nash.
13-yard touchdown pass from Manning to Nash. And with the extra point, Tennessee now leads it 14-10.
The four wide receiver package enables them to spread it out. And Nash able to get the 6 points off the crucial turnover.
Tennessee, a 25-point prohibitive pick coming into the game. Now with the touchdown pass from Manning to Nash, has the 14-10 lead over stubborn Arkansas. Rod Stinson dives across the 20 to the 25-yard line. And coming up on the National Car Rental Halftime Report with Mike Adamle, style points for the big winners today and how that will impact on who is number 1. And Mike will also update you on all the action around the SEC and who may be heading where.
So do you think a 10-point victory by Michigan at Wisconsin's enough to keep them number 1 at least 1 poll?
Well, it should.
I'm with you. I agree. I'm not
going up to Camp Randall.
Yeah, tough place.
It's not an easy place to play. And here's Sterner firing near side, and it's nearly picked off. The intended receiver was Eubanks. And now let's go down to Sean Salisbury. Sean?
The guys, Peyton Manning is such a polished quarterback, you have to look through a microscope to find a weakness. But he told us yesterday he has a weakness. Can you believe it? And it's a little hitch in his motion. And what he means by that is when he gets in the throwing zone, he drops the ball a little bit from here to here, and he has to rewind to get in the throwing zone. Now, an average quarterback would be late throwing the football, but he's got such a great arm and such great timing. That little flaw in his motion will not stop him from being a great quarterback at the next level, guys.
And in talking with Peyton Manning yesterday, we'll continue on the Manning story in just a minute. Here's Sterner back to throw. Oh, and it's incomplete, intended for Emmanuel Smith. And he took a pop from Torrey Knoll, who has been all over the field tonight.
He really has. Been making some big plays and showing that he's not afraid to hit.
In talking with Manning yesterday, you got a sense that he had his entire future, his life mapped out. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how he was going to get there. And by golly, he has. It is 3rd down and 10. Here's Sterner. Screen pass to Eric Branch. And Branch across the 30, and he's short of the first down by about 3 yards.
And once again, it's Knoll on the tackle. It's a good call. They set up the screen. Great job. Now watch to the left of your screen. As Branch is going to make the catch, it appears that he's going to get the first down. Knoll gets blocked, but bounces up and is able to make the tackle. If Knoll stays on the ground right there, he gets the first down, but instead give Knoll credit. 4th and 3.
Is going to get the ball back one more time with it being 4th down and 3, and so he has been in conversation with the offensive coordinator David Cutcliffe how they might go about dissecting the field in this final series. Terry Fair is going to let it bounce, and it will bounce dead at about the 24-yard line. A 43-yard punt and no returns, and Tennessee has no timeouts left in the first half.
You mentioned Manning and how polished he is. Something to think about, though, Charlie, is that even though he had the advantage and everybody's aware that his father was Archie Manning, the quarterback for the Saints, Vikings, and Oilers, he's now in uncharted territory now. I mean, even though Archie was who he was, I mean, he's in an area that maybe Archie was not. And so you have to give him some credit for his resilience and his composure and how he handles the press and things on the field as well.
He is a remarkably self-composed 20-year-old kid. And they're going to hand it off to Derek Edmonds. Edmonds busts a tackle and dives ahead to about the 34-yard line. Nearly 10 yards on the play.
And that's a good call. Come in with kind of a semi-prevent defense. Going to rush 4, cover with 7. Go with the draw play. You've got the middle of the field again.
Just a yard shy of the first down. Here's Manning's pass, and that's complete again to Edmonds. Edmonds across the 40 to the 41. Pickup of 8. Melvin Bradley makes the tackle. A first down. Clock stops while they move the chain.
Manning does a good job of throwing that ball. So many times when quarterbacks throw that loop route to the backs, they always seem to throw it behind him. Twice now he's thrown it, and twice he's put it right on the money, allowing the backs to use their speed and get ahead.
1st and 10. Copeland and Nash flank to the bottom of the screen. And here is Manning, and he's going to run it. Breaks a tackle and is brought down at the 50-yard line by Jamel Harris, a yard shy of the first down. Clock continues to run.
He absolutely juked C.J. McClain, who I think was anticipating that he was going to slide. Instead, he gave him kind of a limp shoulder and cut up the field and left McClain, 43, grasping air.
35 seconds. Manning throwing, sideline, out of bounds. And I don't think they gained anything on the play at all. Norman Nero ran him out. Clock stops, and it looks like they're still a yard shy of the first down.
Well, now this is interesting, but because it appeared to me that he made the catch for the first down, and the tackle pushed him back. But instead, the judge decided that the official there decided that he had his momentum going forward.
Philip Fulmer, head football coach at Tennessee. 3rd and 1. Bryson and Edmonds in the backfield behind Manning. Manning throwing long, overthrowing his intended receiver, Marcus Nash.
Now, I wonder if ahead of time whether or not Manning might have known that they were going to go for it on 4th down. Because certainly on 3rd and 1 to throw the deep streak like that, that's not a high percentage throw at all. I mean, certainly you would have thought that he could either run for it or hit a back in the flat or something, but instead he goes for it all, overthrows Nash by a goodly amount, and now Tennessee evidently is not going to take any chances at all, and they're going to punt it away with 21 seconds left in the half.
There is nobody back for Arkansas. And Hogue shakes another one. But it really doesn't matter at this late stage, as the ball drops dead at the 17-yard line. NFL Prime Monday, every Monday night, immediately following SportsCenter at 7:30 Eastern Time. Highlights, analysis, and soundtracks. And then on ABC's Monday Night Football, it's an AFC Eastern Division showdown between the Buffalo Bills and Dan Marino, Jimmy Johnson, and the Miami Dolphins. This Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time on ABC's Monday Night Football. And so Arkansas with 9 seconds left in the first half, and Clint Sterner will likely put one knee to the turf, and that's exactly what he's done. And all things being equal, this crowd of 53,000 plus at War Memorial Stadium must be elated as they cheer their Arkansas Razorbacks, decided underdogs coming into the game, staying very tough with Tennessee. And so it's halftime here in Little Rock, 14-10 Vols. And now here's Mike Adamle.
All right, thank you.
Rod Stinson cutting across at the 20 and down at about the 27-yard line, where Clint Sterner and the Arkansas offense come on for their first series of plays in the second half.
Well, only down by 4. was just about to say they can establish the running game, but after the graphics we put up, maybe that's not wisdom. Something that we have not seen much of from Arkansas that, Charlie, we did from the first 2 games we broadcast was the shotgun. 3 wide receivers set out of the shotgun, allowing Sterner to survey the defense. In the second half in Auburn, he was outstanding.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. And here's Sterner rolling, throwing, and completing it to the tight end, Al Herringer. Flag on the play, probably against Tennessee. 2nd flag, and it looks like a 1st down, and tack up some yards.
Misdirection, fake counter boot. Everybody has it in their playbook, but they did not run it in the first half. They run it here, get it to the tight end. Nice gain, and they're going to tack on some yardage because, as you pointed out, appear to face mask.
The face mask, 5-yard penalty on the defense. That's a 1st down.
Misdirection, he fakes the handoff. All the white shirts go to the right. Now he comes back to the left, just dumps the ball out to Herringer. He's going to lower his shoulder. Right there you can see, oh man, he just tugged on that one. And the result is 2 officials were able to see it. Watch here at the end of the, wow, ouch, ouch. I'm not sure. That's got to hurt.
Lucky it was only 5 and not 15.
Corey Gaines, the guilty party.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Here's Sterner to throw. Passing incomplete, in and out of the hands of Nathan Norman. And now Sean Salisbury downstairs.
Thanks, Charlie. I talked to both coaches. First, Philip Fulmer, head coach of Tennessee, said he's not surprised at all by how hard Arkansas is playing. Penalties are killing them, and he wants to get better timing from his passing game. Danny Ford of Arkansas said his defense has played very well in the first half, but they got to start to stretch the defense, throw the ball down the field. They're concerned about their tackles. That's why they've gone to the short passing game. But he says they need more intermediate passes. They need to threaten Tennessee down the field as they continue to pressure them on defense.
On 2nd down and 10, Stinson the single setback. Look at Stinson. He's got some room. He's still on his feet. Stinson is down at the 22-yard line. 35 yards.
This is a great call by Case Stevenson. Tennessee knows that they don't run the ball terribly effectively, and so as a result, they figured 2nd and long. Well, here we go. Take a look at the middle. And he's able to cut back against the grain, just absolutely jukes out of his shoes, Fred White. Cuts back to the outside and is able to get some extra yardage before he is drugged down. Great effort by Stinson.
Offensive coordinator Case Stevenson approving of the longest running play of the year for Arkansas. 35 for Stinson. Stinson again. Maybe 3 on the play.
What that does, Charlie, besides the obvious in terms of yardage and 1st downs, is it gives the offensive line credit. This has really been a maligned group this year. Chad Abernathy, Russ Brown, Grant Garrett, Brandon Burlsworth, Bobby Williams, Marcus Clavel, Joe Dean Davenport. All of these people have been talked about, you know, in disparaging terms. When you get a 35-yarder against a team like Tennessee and you can get the crowd back in the game, boy, that's got to help a lot.
On 2nd down and 7. Eubanks flanked out to the top of your screen. Coming in underneath, it's complete to Anthony Lucas inside the 10. Defensive coordinator John Chavis can't believe what he is seeing.
In the chess match between coordinators, it's clear that Stevenson is winning this drive because he's able to shake things up. You can see there the 1st downs in the first half and the drives, and the average per play just not very good. But on this particular drive, he's been pushing all the right buttons, and Chavis isn't sure what to do.
Out of the I formation, Eric Branch straight up the gut. Chavis was telling us yesterday that in a perfect world, he would like to see an average of 1.5 1st down over the course of a series.
Interesting statistic with regards to that, and there it is, the average 1.7, a little bit more than he would like, but certainly they're up by 4 points. He can't complain. Big down here for Arkansas. Good opportunity for a play-action play.
On 2nd down. Sterner's in trouble, and down he goes. 1st sack of the night.
He's trying to get the ball to Joe Dean Davenport on the slant route, but the secondary was there, and the result was the sack by number 58, Walker. Take a look. He's going to come across the right of your screen, but he's going to be covered. You can see this is where he's looking, but Leonard Little is all over him, and the result is that he's got no place to go, thus the sack.
And for Darwin Walker, 58, his first sack of the season, Walker can bench press 515 pounds.
Wow.
And he threw Sterner to the ground. 3rd and goal. Sterner firing, completing inside the 10-yard line to Emmanuel Smith. But remember, it is now 4th down and goal.
Arguably the hardest yards to make, Charlie, are when you come up 1st and goal at the 9. I mean, those are really some hard yards to get. You can see Sterner's a little bit miffed, but again, see, now it sets up a situation on the right hash with the right-handed, right-footed rather place kicker. A kick of about 26 yards, very makeable for Latterette, and if he is able to come through with a kick, Arkansas's got to feel very good about themselves on this drive.
A 25-yard field goal drive for Latterette. Ashmark to the right. Got it. So Arkansas pulls to within 1. 10.5 to go, 3rd quarter. In 9 plays, Arkansas went 65 yards. In the first half, they went for all of 59. And so they are now within 1 point of Tennessee. This is Dwayne Goodrich. To the 26-yard line, fumble. Arkansas's got the ball.
Number 29, Charlie, it appeared it was Kenoy Kennedy who came up with the ball. Boy, that ball bounced out a long ways. There was nothing but red shirts there.
And the 3rd Tennessee turnover of the night.
Big hit right there. He makes the spin and heads up once again. Jamel Harris, who has been playing outstanding football here in the first half, gets the strip.
And here comes Arkansas. This game was a sellout coming in, and the home fans are getting their money's worth. 1st and 10 at the 31.
Throw it.
Instead, they give it to the up back. Nathan Norman inside the 30. They'll mark it at about the 28. Leonard Little made the tackle.
I say that, Charlie, because they had Anthony Eubanks isolated on Terry Fair. He could have gone to the post. They had the free safety up and run support. Had a good opportunity there, as Kennedy has to be very pleased with himself.
Terry Fair is probably the best cover man in the Tennessee secondary. And that is Kenoy Kennedy. Rod Stinson is now in the backfield, along with Sterner in the shotgun. Trips to the left side. They're going to hand it off to Stinson, and he is smacked, and he's lucky to get to the 30-yard line. Gained 1, is still 3rd, and a long way to go.
The ears are pinned back, and they're rushing the passer, but they didn't disguise it very well. And the man who's there first, who breaks it all up, is number 58, Darwin Walker. Other people are in on the tackle, in that case, Corey Terry. But that's the man that broke it up. Little a part of it. A little disappointed that he doesn't have the big numbers he's had the last couple of years, but he's also been doing some different things, like covering people out of the backfield and playing some middle backer.
3rd and 9 from the shotgun. Sterner fires, completes it to Emmanuel Smith, and he's got the first down. Inside the 20 to the 18. He needed 9. He got 11.
Great pass protection for Arkansas. The reason I say that is, take a look. Sterner's going to look once at Smith. He double clutches, looks at him a couple of times, and finally decides to go over and make the throw. Now, if he can break a tackle, which he does right there, he breaks the tackle. Oak Fitzgerald able to get up the field for the first down. It's just kind of a sit route going against the zone. Eubanks takes the deep man with the corner. He makes the catch. Cannot stop him there. Fitzgerald, and the result is a first down despite Fair's tackle. And there's an injured player on the field.
Jonathan Brown, number 91.
That's their leading sacker with 8.5. In fact, the leading sacker in the SEC.
He came into the game with bruised ribs. He had 6.5 sacks in the last 5 games alone. And he is being helped off the field gingerly. Meanwhile, Arkansas has got the ball, 1st and 10. at the Tennessee 20. They're trailing by 1 point. Kay Stevenson, the offensive coordinator, has spoken to his skilled people, and they are going in and starting up the huddle.
This may sound strange, Charlie, but I really think that the injured player right there helped Tennessee. All the momentum, everything was going Arkansas's way. That might have broken up their rhythm. So if they have to kick a field goal on this particular series, look back to this play.
1st and 10 at the 20. Sterner firing near sideline, complete to Eubanks. He steps out of bounds at the 8-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down.
Isolated on Gerald Griffin. He runs the deep out route, which is very difficult on this part of the field. You really have to push him up, and Eubanks does that. Great throw by Sterner. He throws it before he comes out of the great break. Excellent hands catch in the part. And once again, though, Charlie, I need to point this out. Most difficult part of the field, the most difficult situation. 1st and goal at the 9.
This was supposed to be Peyton Manning's night. So far, it's Clint Sterner who's more than keeping up his end of the bargain. 5 of 6 in the first half. Here's Eric Branch. Branch gets nothing, maybe a yard on the play.
Again, the reason I point out the need to throw on 1st down is you got to loosen some people up. You come up, those 9 yards are so tough, not being able to get the 1st down. Now you come up here 2nd and 8. Now now they go to their nickel and dime packages. I know I'm in love with that quarterback draw, but this is a great opportunity, Charlie, to go with the play misdirection when they want the counter boot to the tight end. Great opportunity to do that to the short side of the field.
Well, Peyton Manning certainly has his work cut out for him here in the second half. No Arkansas running back in uniform tonight has scored a touchdown on the ground all year. Here's Sterner throwing underneath. It's incomplete.
And Sterner
on the play at the line of scrimmage.
Sterner sprinting after the umpire to say that he got held. He can't believe it. But there is a flag down, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with what happened there downfield between the receiver and the defensive back.
This will probably be a hold against Arkansas from where the flag is located.
And Leonard Little might want to think about refusing this simply because they've got those tough 9 yards to go. But it appears he's going to take it.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Well, it does two things. It gives another down to Danny Ford's offensive unit, and it gives them more room to maneuver back to the 20-yard line.
That's a good point. Having broadcast arena football, I had the opportunity to see how difficult that was. Now, you're right. It puts the defensive backs in a position where they do have to cover more ground. And if they can throw the ball underneath, get the short passes, maybe Eubanks or Smith or Lucas can break a tackle.
Two flankers on either side of Sterner. Pump fake. Now he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 33-yard line by Jonathan Brown, who limped off the field just a moment ago, came back in. He now has 9.5 sacks into leading the SEC.
You have an opportunity here, Charlie, to take the lead. Now, the reason I'm saying this is I'm not saying you're conservative, but more than likely at the 21-yard line, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get goal to go at the 21-yard line. So give yourself the opportunity to throw a short pass underneath and just set up for the field goal. Be content with that, because now if it's incomplete, you're looking at a 47-yarder.
3rd and goal at the 30. Sideline, Emmanuel Smith. When all is said and done, he gained maybe 5 yards on the play. It'll be 4th down.
But again, deja vu, Charlie. Those could be some big 5 yards.
And so that will set up about a 42-yard field goal for Todd Latourette.
On the flip side of it, too, though, you got to give Brown some credit. Noel once again in on the tackle. If for whatever reason this kick is short, then you can look at that sack as the reason why.
It will be 42 yards. Hash mark to the left. He's good from 44 and 25 tonight. Now can he add from 42? Yes, he can. And Arkansas leads.
Well, Latourette is having a great night. 2 kicks over 40 yards, and both of them from the left hash. He's able to put it right down the middle. It doesn't get any better than that. And the youngster just has to be really pleased with himself. And take a look at his reaction. He knows that he hit it pretty well. He knows he hit it so well that he didn't even fake and fall down. Hey, we're up by 2.
Tired of carrying all that heavy water around every time you vacuum the wet basement? Get the new Shop Vac QPV, the quiet vacuum that sucks water from one place and pumps it to another. Because you've got better things to do than lug water around. Shop Vac, the only thing more powerful is our name.
Kind of like a French bikini. The new 1998 Infiniti i30. Own one, and you'll understand.
To test their latest parka, Mother Gert Boyle and son Tim head for the mountains. Columbia Sportswear, one tough mother.
It's an SEC showdown when Damian Craig and the Tigers take on the Tide. Alabama-Auburn, next Saturday night at 7:30, only on ESPN.
Philip Fulmer reminded his team all week, forget about this letdown nonsense. Arkansas, a bunch of tough hombres. His team is finding it out firsthand. Arkansas coming into the game, a 25-point underdog, now with a 2-point lead. And it seemed as if Tennessee, all they had to do was ride off into the sunset against 3 relatively weak sisters here as their season winds down. Arkansas gets and fumbled. And finally, Tennessee is able to recover. But this is the number 5 team in the country, and they're playing like number 55.
Well, this is heads up on the part of Brian Darden, and let me tell you why, Charlie. Inevitably, the wedge will turn and run when the guy says go. The ball bounces off his chest, and Darden was heads up to run back and make the play. Otherwise, there's nothing but red shirts coming, and most of the white shirts in the wedge, Charlie, are looking ahead, so they have no idea what's going on behind them. It was opportunistic on the part of Darden to be heads up enough to look back and see that the ball was dropped.
Now let's see what Peyton Manning could do. Shake his team out of its doldrums. This is their first possession of the second half with a little more than 6 minutes to go. Manning firing, and he completes it out to the 30-yard line to Peerless Price, and he steps out of bounds at the 35.
That's why he's an All-American. That's why he's an All-American. After 8 minutes, they had not had an offensive play in this particular quarter. Instead of taking the safe route and giving it to Jamal Lewis and maybe letting somebody else take the pressure, steps back, throws the comeback route right on the money.
And with that pass, Peyton Manning became the 12th quarterback in college football history to reach 10,000 career passing yards. He is peerless, and it was Peerless Price with the reception. 1st and 10 at the 35. Jamal Lewis. Lewis across the 40 to the 41, a pickup of 6 on the play.
There are the numbers right there. 1 of 12, as you pointed out. But it was interesting in conversation with him as we went down the list. None of the 12 or the 11, Charlie, had had a prominent professional career. And his response to that, along with the Heisman Trophy, because of the struggles that those people have had, he said, maybe I shouldn't win the thing. Maybe I shouldn't go over 10 grand. Well, too late now.
He's got an appearance on David Letterman next month, and he was telling us yesterday he's been watching Letterman tape the way he's been watching opponents' defenses. Picking up the nuances of the Letterman repartee. 2nd down and 4. Jamal Lewis straight up the gut. He is stood up a yard shy of the 1st down, but it looks like maybe he'll get the 1st down.
And there's
wait a second, flag on the play.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see who they call this against. It was one of those push and shove kind of things. Jamel Harris is the one who stood him up in the hole. Now, who's the one that took the swing, and who's the one the referee's going to call it on? And it was the referee. He was the one that dropped the flag.
All the red jerseys were pointing at the white ones.
So he doesn't need to talk to anybody. He knows who it was.
Referee Bill Goss heading up the SEC officiating crew tonight.
It'll be third down. After the play, there's an unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. There's also an unsportsmanlike on the offense. Goes all set. Down counts, it's third down.
Now, he took all the drama out of it. Did you notice that? He said, it's going to be third down. Right here at the end, you see C.J. McClain trying to pull the ball loose. Play's completely dead. He's trying to instigate something by pushing him, and of course Lewis throws the ball at him. I think that's heads up on the part of Bill Goss. Both guys were involved. He did the right thing, not punishing 115 yards, letting it go third and short.
So that would be a do-over. It is third down and less than one. Lewis and Bryson in the I formation, and it's Manning with the quarterback sneak. Flag on the play back at the 40.
Well, if it's Bill Goss, I'm thinking that if he's the one that threw the flag, it has to be motion. That should go against Tennessee.
Well, he's calling a first down.
There's no flag. That's a first down.
He was just kidding us.
It wasn't a flag? Well, I'm confused.
That was a flag, and he put it in his pocket.
Oh, okay. All right. I just thought maybe he had some amber linen or something. My bad.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line for Tennessee. Incredibly, they are trailing by 2. Here's Manning to throw. That's a lot of time. Throwing long down the sideline. And it is complete. Inside the 15-yard line to Marcus Nash. 44 yards.
Frustration here is that the coverage is just not that bad. All of a sudden running stride for stride with him is Marcus Campbell. He closes like right there. Look, he turns back. He loses sight of the ball. If he'd have put his left arm up, he would have batted it down. Take a look at the coverage. Now, okay, he's beat by a step here. Now watch Campbell close. Watch him close. He's right there. Now extend the left arm. If he extends the left arm, look at that. He bats it down. Instead, his momentum takes him away from the ball. Nash, with good concentration, comes up with a catch.
3 catches for 63 yards for Marcus Nash. It is first and 10 at the 11. Handoff. Down to the 3-yard line. Jamel Lewis.
That's great blocking at the point of attack. That really is. You really don't think that when you get inside the 10 like this that you're going to get the opportunity to knock people off the ball, but that's exactly what happened. And Jamal Lewis, with his great speed, gets to the outside and gets a lot more yardage than you thought he would have. Copeland doing a great job downfield blocking for him.
It is second down and 2 yards to go at the 3.
Lewis now well over 100 yards, and I don't think a lot of people would have expected that coming into this game.
Out of the I formation. Lewis again. Second effort to the 1. It may be enough for the first down. Lewis, 20 carries, 110 yards. Meanwhile, Jeremy Flowers, who scored the only touchdown of the night for Arkansas, is limping off the field. He got that on an interception.
That was a great individual effort on the part of Lewis. The blocking at the point of the attack was poor. Arkansas had some people in the secondary, but he was able to break through some arms and get it down to the 1.
It is third down and 1 at about the 2. Trips in the backfield. Jamal Lewis. I don't think he got the touchdown, but he may have gotten the first down.
Once again, you know, Charlie, we were talking about that earlier, the disadvantage of when you get it on the 9-yard line. Now they have the opportunity to get the first down, but the official, Bill Goss, just came in and held up the fist, which would indicate 4th down. I'm like you. I thought he got the first. Take a look as he jumps over the pile. A lot of red shirts, but the first one there is C.J. McClain, arguably their best player on defense, and 4th and very short. There isn't a decision here. Tennessee's going to go for it.
McClain and Kenoy Kennedy stood up Jamel Lewis, and Tennessee's going to call a timeout. And so Danny Ford looks on the sidelines as Peyton Manning goes over to talk to his coach, Philip Fulmer.
This makes for an interesting point. You've got your potential Heisman Trophy winner here. Do you run the risk of play action thinking that more than likely it's going to be a gimme because you've got the ball in the hands of your best player? Or do you want to risk giving the ball to Lewis, who's been so effective up to this point, but now has been stuffed on the last couple of carries?
Let's go downstairs now to Sean Salisbury. Sean?
Hey, guys, you think you're surprised by how close this ball game is? Well, Danny Ford is, too. During pregame warm-ups, I asked him, obviously, you got to stop Peyton Manning. He said, Sean, we try to stop Peyton Manning. We got to deal with Jamal Lewis, and then we got to stop those 3 receivers. So I said, well, then your offense has got to control the football. He said, you know what? I'm not sure we can do that either, guys. So the score here is surprising him because their offense and defense is playing really well tonight.
3 Tennessee turnovers has allowed Arkansas to stay in it. In fact, to maintain the lead, 16-14. But it is 4th and 1 from outside the 1. So they can still get the first down, but Jeff Hall is on for the field goal, and that would give Tennessee the lead.
I'm really surprised at this. I'm genuinely surprised, Charlie, because Arkansas's offense is not the kind that's going to go 99 yards if for whatever reason they don't get it. This
is an 18-yard field goal try that it is good.
And the other reason I say that, Charlie, is simply because of the fact that if you're Arkansas, you've got to feel pretty good about that defensive stand. So sure, Tennessee's up by 1, but Arkansas is not feeling too bad.
So Tennessee elected to go the conservative route, the chip shot field goal by Jeff Hall. 9 plays, 83 yards, 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and Tennessee has regained the lead, 17-16. This game wasn't supposed to be that tough for him. Flag on the play on the return by Rod Stinson.
And that's too bad because that's going to move it back. This is an area, Charlie, where I'd have to say that Arkansas has had an edge too tonight, and that's in the special teams area. Not just the recovered fumble, but, you know, they've had some pretty good field position as well.
Return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team. Penalties 10 yards from the spot. First down.
Next Saturday, ESPN2's got Tennessee and Kentucky. Peyton Manning against Tim Couch. What a game that's going to be. And next Saturday night, Todd, Sean, and I will be in South Carolina. Bragging rights in the state. 6 o'clock Eastern time next Saturday night. And so here is Arkansas, now trailing once again. 1st and 10 at their own 20 with Rod Stinson the single setback. Sterner firing, and he completes it to Anthony Eubanks, and he steps out of bounds at the 29. A pickup of 9.
Every time that name comes up, Charlie, and the numbers that he's piled up for Arkansas, everybody's got something bad to say about, well, you know, he doesn't have great foot speed. He doesn't run tremendous routes. All I know is that in all the games that we have telecast with this young man, the man catches the ball and gets open. And last I checked, that's all that matters.
3 catches tonight, 33 yards. And in now 22 consecutive games, Anthony Eubanks has caught at least 2 balls. He is the all-time leader in catches and yardage. And in the last 2 weeks coming into the game, Clint Sterner has thrown to him 16 times for 268 yards.
I think the other thing, too, is that people are always looking for the bigger receivers. You know, you pointed out that Tennessee has an advantage with no Smurfs. Well, Eubanks is a big guy at 6'2", 200 pounds. And anymore, the defensive backs, you've got to be so quick that you can't afford the luxury of being big. Almost all of the corners now are 5'9", 5'10". So if you get a 6'2" guy that can play, he can take advantage of some people.
Wayne Goodrich, he can fly, ran a 10 500-meter dash on the Tennessee track team this year. 1st and 10 at the 30. Sterner throwing, completing it to the tight end, Al Herringer, and it's out to the 37-yard line.
Once again, Noel in on the tackle, but that's the play that I had suggested inside the 20, but needless to say, I'm not the offensive coordinator. Fake counter boot. There it is. Once again, Tennessee gets fooled, comes out, has a little bit of room. Noel is able to make the tackle, but not before a considerable gain.
Torrey Noel has been all over the field tonight. Clint Sterner going up against Peyton Manning has taken his game to a new level tonight, playing very well. As the Razorbacks now trail but by 1. He is 8 out of 9 this quarter. Is Sterner and the handoff. Here's Stinson breaking into the open. Stinson is finally brought down at about the 25-yard line.
Seems strange, Charlie, that just as you mentioned the idea of the blazing speed of Goodrich, he's the man that ends up making the play. Second and very short. Tennessee's defense certainly had to think that this is what they're going to do, but a missed tackle in the hole by number 85 for Tennessee enables him to burst up the field. And as you pointed out, Goodrich with the 10.5 speed is able to come from the other side, slow him down before Fair and Gaines make the tackle.
A pickup of 36 on the play. Sterner toward the end zone. U-bounce can't hold on to it. And that's going to be a flag. And that's going to be interference.
No doubt about it. Fair saw that he was beaten. He tried to get the left arm. Chris Dishman in the pros has been able to get away with this, Charlie, and that is that he's a cagey old son of a gun, able to pin the arm of the receiver and able to get away with it. The official is not going to let him get away with it here.
Defense. Penalty's 15 yards and an automatic first down.
Eubanks beats him on the fade, but watch there. Watch what Fair's trying to do. He's got him hooked right there, and then he stumbles down like, no, I didn't have a piece of him. But the back judge was all over it and made the call.
And it's first down for Arkansas at the 13-yard line, trailing by 1 with 46 seconds left in the third quarter.
This is where Case Stevenson has to look at another page in his playbook. 4 different times now, Charlie, because of the field goals, they've come down and had opportunities. This is the 4th time. 3 times they've been forced to kick field goals. This is absolutely huge here to get an opportunity to get it in the end zone. Maybe go with a misdirection first play, anything here except for running between the tackles.
The line of scrimmage is the 11, so that will permit Arkansas to get a first down. Out of the eye. Stinson, the deep back. Movement on the line. Stinson's got the ball inside the 10, probably to the 9, but I think as they allowed the play to continue, it was against Tennessee.
This is hyperbole, Charlie, but then again, we are broadcasters. This is a gigantic 5 yards. I mean, this is a huge 5 yards, if indeed it does go against Tennessee, which appears it is going to.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty. People down.
Because now you're afforded the opportunity to run the ball 4 times. Right here in the middle, you can see the jump in both cases. You had both Walker and Buxton jumping across the neutral zone.
And now it is 1st and 5 at the 6. Case Stevenson, the offensive coordinator. To the 2. Rod Stinson. 2nd down. And remember, they could still get a first down.
That's going to be the end of the quarter, and that's going to give Sterner a great opportunity to visit with Case Stevenson and say, look, are we in this for 4 tries? Because if we are, then we can continue to run the ball like this because, as you pointed out, Charlie, very astute observation, they can get the first down. So really right here, 2nd down and 1, they've got 3 opportunities to both punch it in and get a first.
And more bad news for Tennessee. Their leading tackler, Leonard Little, is injured down at the 2-yard line.
Leonard Little is certainly their star defensive player. At the end of the play, it appeared that maybe his legs got caught up at the end.
Hold on, a penalty here against Arkansas.
There's Little. See that the right leg gets caught underneath, and suddenly there's a 15-yard penalty. Charlie, what?
Did not see the penalty. It would have been a personal foul of some sort, apparently, and Danny Ford just can't believe it. Golly dog.
But you know what? You know what? It wasn't explained. I didn't hear the official say anything. Suddenly the ball was at the 18-yard line.
And with all of that, we have finally come to a most adventurous third quarter. Danny Ford wants an explanation from Bill Goss, the referee. It's after 3, and Tennessee leads by 1. Here's why we think this penalty took place.
As best we can tell, Anthony Lucas is involved right here with Goodrich. Now watch at the end of the play. You know, he does the fake fade. Now watch Goodrich come under his chin and hit him. Now watch, Lucas is going to come back and retaliate when he's not looking. And that's what the official sees, and he drops the flag, and that's the reason for the 15 yards.
And so on 1st and 30, the pass is to Emmanuel Smith. And Smith is inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line.
Well, he needs to be careful here to keep his mouth shut, because that's part of the problem, the taunting and getting involved. But for whatever reason, Tennessee in a zone that's way too soft that enables Smith to get down to between the 7 and the 8-yard line. Now, once again, Charlie, as you pointed out, I don't mean to be redundant, but the opportunity to get the first down between the 1 and 2 yard lines is very big.
2nd down and 6 at the 7. Stinson is a single setback. 2 flankers to the top of the screen. Here's Stinson. Stinson is inside the 5 and down to about the 2. It looks like he is just shy of a first down.
What that did is that enabled, when he spreads people out, that enables Stinson the opportunity to take the 7 out of the box and give him a chance to run between the tackles. Take a look at all the people outside. Now look inside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've only got 6 people in the box, and that enables him to get the extra yardage.
It is 3rd down and 1 at the Tennessee 2. Out of the I formation. Stinson short of the touchdown. Did he get a first down? There's a flag on the play.
Once again, it was the referee Bill Goss called it, and apparently it's a face mask.
And that would mean a 1st and goal for Arkansas.
Grabbing the face mask by the defense. The penalty's half the distance. That creates a first down.
It appeared that it might have been Torrey Noel in on the face mask. All the good things that he has done up to this point. Great job of jamming things up. You see Leonard Little. Now watch the jump. There it is right there. You saw Noel grabs him with the left hand.
And so it is 1st and goal. From the 1. Stinson. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Charlie, I was just going to ask about that decision here as to whether or not to go for 2, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Now, let me second guess Danny Ford just on this point. With 13 minutes and 10 seconds left, clearly Tennessee can get 2 drives and kick 2 field goals, so I'm not exactly sure if a 2-point conversion is wisdom at this point. If they get it, great, but if they don't and Tennessee kicks 2 field goals, he's certainly going to second guess himself.
But his offense is moving with greater ease than it has at any time. And now Clint Sterner doesn't like the unit that he's got out with him, and so he's going to call a timeout.
Well, I tell you what, Burlsworth and Williams did a great job on the right side of the line, just plowing out the Tennessee people, and Joe Dean Davenport as well. Take a look at the right side of the offensive line for Arkansas and the people that they knocked down. Take a look here. What a great job. He cuts back against the grain, and look at that. Except for one guy, he might have gone in untouched.
So Arkansas leading by 5. Conventional wisdom when you're leading by 5 is to go for 2 and take that 7-point lead. But in this case, with plenty of time remaining and Peyton Manning waiting for his turn to come to the plate, Arkansas is going for the deuce. On the deuce. And Sterner is in the shotgun with Cripps to the right. And Stinson in the backfield with him. Looking right, throwing right, incomplete. Intended for Emmanuel Smith.
It's a good play by Fair, but the ball was thrown behind him. has a little bit of a delay route. But Fair is not fooled. With him stride for stride, you see the ball is thrown behind. Fair able to get in and bat it away. Take a look at Smith. He's hesitating because he's waiting for some people to clear, but the double in just does not fool the secondary for Tennessee. Give them credit.
Pass was behind him. And so the Arkansas Razorbacks, who have scored now 22 points on the night, only one game, their first this season, have they scored more than they have tonight.
You talked about last time when they had their drive, they had only 59 yards in the first half. Now here in the second half, they've had a 65-yard drive and an 81-yard drive. Give Case Stevenson some credit. He has seen some holes here in the defense for Tennessee, and the result has been the Razorbacks putting some points on the board.
And Rod Stinson, what a performance he has had tonight. 15 carries, 91 yards, and Peyton Manning has his right arm warmed up.
You know, Charlie, I'm thinking the people at home might say 15 for 91, what's the big deal? Well, when your team is averaging 44.5 per game, a 91-yard output is absolutely huge.
And Stinson with the touchdown. He is the only running back on the Arkansas team with a touchdown on the run this year. And it was Dwayne Goodrich across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Next Saturday for $11.95, you can see up to 10 great college football games that are not on TV in your area. How? By calling your local cable operator or DirecTV, the ESPN game plan. And so now Tennessee trailing. Arkansas has had 24 plays in the second half. Tennessee has had just 9. And here's Manning. Pump fake. Throwing. Is it complete? Yes, it is, to the 50-yard line. That was Sean Bryson, a pickup of 16 and a brilliant catch.
Well, Sean Bryson, the fullback, has 20 catches coming in here, and that's an inordinate number for a fullback. But he's excellent coming out of the backfield. Not your normal fullback. He's about 215. You can see, does he get his hands underneath? He certainly does. And keeps the hand underneath as the ball turns into a bit of a snow cone. Good catch by the youngster.
It is 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Jamal Lewis is the deep back behind Peyton Manning. Screen pass. Jamal Lewis still on his feet, and he is brought down after a gain of 1, but it could very easily have been a loss of 4 or 5.
Zach Painter read the play perfectly, shakes off the blocker, but again, this just shows the power of the lower body of Jamal Lewis. Painter reads the screen, breaks through, has a great opportunity to meet him head on, and he does. But Lewis churns the legs, and as you pointed out, Charlie, it should have been a loss, but instead it's a gain of 1.
2nd down and 9. Scoreboard is right. Arkansas leading by 5. The middle, it's incomplete, intended for Marcus Nash, and he paid for it.
Jeremiah Harper caused what you hear as footsteps. Those are the very real footsteps. Watch, all of a sudden the arms get a little bit short, knowing that there's somebody coming. Watch Nash. Take a look right here at the no. He sees him coming, and he takes his eye off the ball. Still pays the price. It reminded me of something that Fred Biletnikoff said to some receivers like myself years and years ago. You're going to get hit anyway, so catch the ball.
There is nobody sitting inside War Memorial Stadium on 3rd and 9. Manning down the sideline, complete, and it's going to be a touchdown to Marcus Nash. 49 yards, and Tennessee regains the lead.
This may sound like great theater, but it is a reality. And what I mean is that Manning is not having one of his typically great games. So they come up 3rd down, and you say to yourself, well, why does he throw the ball short? Why don't you make sure that he gets the 1st down? Or why doesn't he hand off to Lewis, who's been so crucial? Why is he so dependent upon his arm to get it done? Well, because of the confidence that he has going in and knowing that he has a tremendous relationship with Nash. He put that ball right on the money after 3/4 of struggling. Boy, I tell you what, that is some serious self-confidence.
49 yards. Nash now with 4 catches for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns as Tennessee is going for 2 as they lead by 1. Whistles and flags.
Is that a delay of game?
Delay of game on the offense. Penalties 5 yards.
Now you don't see, I was going to say you don't see that very often with the 2-point conversion. Now the question would be whether or not you should kick, but you know what? I think it's no brainer here. You got to go for 2 anyway. 1 point isn't going to make that much of a difference. Got to go for 2.
A world of difference between a 1-point lead and a 3-point lead. And once again, Tennessee going for the deuce and the try for a 3-point advantage. Manning throwing, incomplete. No flags. Tennessee's lead is 1.
Charlie, that drive took all of 1.5 minutes. Good coverage on the part of Arkansas. And again, one play, 7.5 yards away. It's difficult to come up with it. Even if the catch is made, you can see in the middle of the field. Manning tries to get the ball right there on a little bit of a slant route, but it wouldn't have made any difference. Now take a look at the touch here. Crucial situation, 3rd down, all the momentum going Arkansas's way. Look at that. Look at that. You can see the touch. He almost pushes it out there, just right on the money. Campbell could do nothing with it. Take a look at the release by Nash. A little bit of a swim move. Campbell runs with him, but there's nothing you can do about a perfect pass, even if you do grab the hand. And give Nash credit. Good route and a terrific throw by that young Manning who'd struggled, but right now he's on top of it.
Peyton Manning may not have Heisman numbers tonight, but that was a Heisman touchdown pass. And we will dissect it in just a moment. But first, Rod Stinson's kick return. Stinson out to the 29-yard line. Sean Salisbury.
Hey, guys, what makes Peyton Manning so great? Yeah, a lot of guys would come out and punch and Judy. He comes out, goes up top. That's a high percentage pass for him. What made the play work is Peyton Manning threw the ball where either his guy was going to get it or nobody was. And you watch Nash on the catch. Guys, he did not put his hands up until the ball was right on him. DB had no chance to react. Back to you.
18 of 30, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns for Peyton Manning. And that, statistically, for him, is a so-so night. But, boy, that was a big-time pass. 1st and 10 at the 30. Here's Sterner throwing down the sideline. Caught at the 41-yard line by Anthony Lucas. This was not supposed to be played this way.
No. Here's the reason I'm laughing. Because you know what the song came into my head right when he made that catch? Anything you can do, I can do better. I mean, identical. Here's the up route. Well, I'm not saying Sterner does it better, but this is a terrific throw right to Lucas over the wrong shoulder, but he makes a nice catch. Take a look at the release here. He gets to the outside, and, of course, already documented the great speed of Goodrich, but Sterner put the ball where only the receiver could get it.
And here's Stinson to the 35. And Todd will be playing at the Starlight Lounge in East Moline next Thursday night. You'll love the field.
But when you were talking earlier about the fact that Sterner, I mean, it's not a matchup of Sterner versus Manning, obviously, but that young man has really done a great job tonight. All the attention has been on the other side of the ball, but he's done some good things, particularly in this half. 10 for 11, 109 yards.
We have seen him 3 times this year. And Clint Sterner has gotten better with each performance. 2nd down and 4 at the 35. No flag, apparently. Stinson's got the 1st down, definitely. Torrey Noel brings him down at about the 27-yard line.
Well, certainly in the second half, John Chavis has not been able to push the buttons that he would like. And for whatever reason, the front 7 has not been as dominant for Tennessee. We've documented ad nauseum for you throughout this telecast how difficult it has been for Arkansas to run the ball last in both 1A and 1AA, but tonight it's a different story. They're over 100 yards rushing.
On 1st and 10, here's Rod Stinson again inside the 25 to the 24. And for Stinson tonight, 18 carries, 108 yards. He is the first Arkansas running back all year to break into triple digits.
Now, it's interesting, too, Charlie. I have to come back and give you a little credit. Now that decision turned to be prescient, and the one I'm talking about is the field goal by Tennessee. Since that time, Arkansas has just been driving all over the place, and I'm not saying they would have gone 99 yards, but certainly they've been so effective here in the second half that had they gone for it and not gotten it, who knows what the score would be right now.
They are showing much more confidence offensively than at any time in the 3 games that we've done this year for them. Emmanuel Smith, the intended receiver, but the pass badly overthrown. So it
might be
third down.
Again, Charlie, you might be thinking drop play here. You don't want to be ultra conservative, but at the same time, you don't want to get caught in a situation where you have a sack, particularly when you got a hot field goal kicker. Might want to go with the drop play. If you only pick up 2 or 3, no big deal. You can come out and bang out a 40-yarder. You don't want to lose yardage here.
And you don't want to have Peyton Manning have the ball in his hands with the last possession of the game. Here's Sterner throwing over the middle. It's complete to Emmanuel Smith. He's going to be short in the first down at the 21. He's shy by about 2. Raynoch Thompson made the tackle.
But as well as Latteret's been kicking tonight, there's no decision here. Come up about 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. This is about, I'm guessing, about a 39-yard field goal. Certainly makeable the way that young man has been kicking tonight.
And it looks like it will be 39 and straight down the middle.
Sometimes, though, Charlie, soccer-style kickers might like the hash depending upon the way they push or hook.
From 39 yards. You're right. Missed it.
I say that, Charlie, only because a lot of soccer-style kickers like it on the left hash because of the natural push. In that case, it cost him just a yard or 2.
And so the miss, 39 yards by Todd Latterett. And Tennessee holds on to its precarious 1-point lead. Here's Manning throwing sideline complete to Peerless Price. Looked like he may have bobbled it on the way out, but they call it a completion.
Well, the official came over, and he was pretty definite that he had control before he went out of bounds. This is the first throw of the second half for Peyton Manning that he did earlier. Play action fake, and he throws the deep comeback, drills the ball. Take a look at Price. There's the bobble. There he has possession right there. Gets the foot down. Good call by the official.
Indeed it was. And they're going to call for a measurement. Earlier tonight, Peyton Manning joined a very exclusive club. A dozen passers have gone for 10,000 or more yards.
Heisman Trophy winner Detmer at the head of the list. Eric Zeier, of course, with the Ravens. Van Pelt with the Bills. Werfel with the Saints.
Doug Flutie
doing his thing north of the border.
6-time MVP in the CFL.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? And now there's Peyton Manning, who passed Glenn Foley.
Now starting with the Jets.
Well, that's a unique group, a dozen chaps.
1st and 10 for the Tennessee Volunteers. Came into this ball game ranked 5th in the country. And Jamal Lewis gains maybe a couple. Jamal tackled by Jamel Harris.
Now the clock running under 8:30 at this point. I think that's one of the things that Tennessee needs to reestablish. They want to get that running game going because 94 yards in the first half, but of course Arkansas has had the ball the bulk of the second half here. Now with a 1-point lead, Tennessee wants to take a little time off the clock.
The tight end number 82, Eric Diaco, is being helped off the field. 2nd and 8. Here's Harris. to the 39-yard line. He's short of a first down by about 3. D.J. Cooper, 99, and Jamel Harris, 45, combined to make the tackle. And Jamel Harris has been the outstanding defender for Arkansas all night.
Certainly has. Not only had some big hits, but he's been all over the field, covering backs out of the backfield. And I find that interesting now, just as we talk about him, he comes out on 3rd and 3. Make the call here. Do you throw the ball or do you give the ball off? Or do you put it in the hands of your main man?
Give it to Jamel Harris. Well, instead, they're going to be five wide receivers.
I'm guessing they're going to throw.
Good guess. Incomplete. It was intended for Jermaine Copeland, but there's a flag on the play.
Corey Nichols is the man in coverage, and you can see right at the end, he pulls his hands back. And inevitably, when you pull the hands back, you might be inviting a flag by saying, no, I didn't do anything.
So instead of 4th down, it will be 1st down.
Pass interference on the defense. It'll be a spot foul, automatic 1st down.
Corey Nichols is the man that they call it on right here. Take a look at the contact. Take a look at where the ball goes. Watch, he's a strong safety by trade. Oh man, oh man, that's ticky-tack.
That's exactly right.
That's not right. No, that's got to come back. It's too bad.
So it will be 1st down for Tennessee, and they are using 5 wides from the 50. Manning throwing long. Incomplete, intended for Cedric Wilson at the 25-yard line.
One of the reasons now to go to the 5 wide receiver situation, Charlie, is that this forces Arkansas to go man for man. You've got Painter in coverage, normally a safety. This isn't his strong suit, and as you pointed out, or if you didn't point it out, that was certainly a catchable ball. Now Arkansas, with something you did point out, a lot of defensive backs that are hurting, are going to have to run against these speedsters all over the field with the 5 wide receiver set.
Zach Painter, who is man for man with Wilson, is one of those who has the hobbled hamstring. Again, 5 wides. Pass incomplete. Intended for Andy McCullough. Andrea Moss defending him.
You don't want to make excuses here, because when you're on the field, you're supposed to play. But these 2 young men, McCullough and earlier than that, the young man, I believe you said it was Wilson, these people have not been in the game. They have no rhythm. They're ice cold. To use the baseball analogy, they're pinch hitting, and the result is they're not coming up with the catches.
And so it is 3rd down and 10. Jamal Lewis and Derek Edmonds in the backfield. And now a single back. It's Lewis. Edmonds is flanked. Manning's pass is tipped by number 96, Ryan Hale.
Remember, Ryan Hale is the one that had that crucial personal foul when it would have been 4th down, and at the end of the play, he almost got another one. Does a great swim move. Take a look right there. Just a great quick move. That's the pass down, and then for whatever reason holds on to Manning longer than he should have. Fortunately, the official let it go, and now it will be 4th down.
Something to keep in the back of your mind. Both teams have 2 timeouts left with 6:57 to go. Chris Hogue is putting it to Jeremy Flowers. Flowers better get out of the way. It's down to the 25-yard line by Derek Edmonds, a 24-yard punt, and no return. ESPN continues its coverage next Saturday at 7:30 Eastern Time, when the Crimson Tide meet the 16th-ranked Tigers to renew one of college football's most intense rivalries. And at 10:30, the Rams try to wrap up the WAC Pacific title. They meet the Aztecs of San Diego State next Saturday on ESPN.
You know, inevitably on Saturday, you're deluged with statistics, but there was one that stood out that I couldn't believe. At 4 games at Bryant-Denny Stadium, Alabama has lost all 4. Unbelievable.
1st and 10. The line of scrimmage is at 26. Rod Stinson has a big hole closed in a hurry by Torrey Noel.
Has to be Noel. That young man has been hitting people all over the field. Great run support. It appeared that there was a hole, and Stinson might have some running room. But to the left of your screen, coming up in run support, number 9. That's how they teach it. right underneath the pads, and he drops it. Boy, that's a good-looking tackle.
No gain. Boy, Torrey Noel. It looked as if a hole was about to just open up for Stinson. And Noel closed it in a hurry. No gain. Second down and 10. Pass is complete, out of bounds to Anthony Lucas. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down.
Anthony Lucas has come up with some big catches tonight. Coming into this game, his claim to fame was that his average per catch was over 18, but he was in the teens in terms of catches. He needs to do more, and he certainly has this evening. Poor coverage on the part of Goodrich, who turned himself completely around on that out route.
First and 10. Arkansas scored 28 points the first week of the season when they beat Northeast Louisiana. They haven't had an offense this consistent all season since that opening game. Here's Sterner. He's in trouble. And he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Bill Duff. That's his second sack of the night, the third of the night for Tennessee.
One of the reasons for that sack, the obvious is you say it's a coverage sack. Well, Arkansas only had 2 guys in the pattern. And so normally what happens here is you've got the short guy underneath it. You can get rid of it. Sterner had no short guy underneath, so he had to eat it.
And that's a big loss. Second down, 18 yards to go. Back at the 29-yard line. Stinson and Norman split behind Sterner. Firing, completing to the tight end, Herringer. Herringer is across the 30 to the 34.
Well, Sterner chipping away at it. Obviously, he wanted to go downfield. I think part of the problem, obviously, with Arkansas is coming into this game, they've been averaging now, giving up 4 sacks a game. And as a result of that, you're loath to put 4 and 5 people in the pattern. You only have 2 or 3. Now I think they really have to take a chance, Charlie, third and as long as it is, to put 3 or 4 people in this pattern.
And coming into the game, Tennessee was averaging 4 sacks per game. Third and long. Firing over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Anthony Eubanks at the 50.
Now, the reason Eubanks isn't very happy with himself is because he knows he could have made the catch, but he also braced knowing that he was in no man's land in the middle of the field, and you risk your ribs. Eubanks certainly could have caught this ball. Take a look at the ball, and take a look at the hesitation by Eubanks. He doesn't fully extend. He reaches up, but not quite, because he knows that waiting for him was Corey Gaines, and he had anticipated a hit. That's one I know that he wishes he had back.
And so with 4.5 minutes left in the game, Arkansas can only hope to get Peyton Manning 3 and out following the punt by Matt Wade. Blocked! And Tennessee will take over first and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Well, Brown came right up the middle, and for whatever reason, Arkansas just did not block him. It's one guy in the middle of the field. And it's just, boy, that's an inopportune time for Arkansas. Take a look, just right up the middle. He's going to come unblocked. Makes the effort, coming from right side, extends himself. Now, if he doesn't extend himself, he doesn't get that ball. And I'm telling you, Charlie, there's an art to blocking kicks, and you got to give Brown a lot of credit for extending himself and making that play. A lot of guys won't give up their body, but Brown did.
Eric Brown, a senior, 6'1", 231. Pitch out, pass. Here's Manning. He's got it. Manning is on his feet and steps out of bounds inside the 10.
Well, this is the old throwback to the quarterback that everybody has in their arsenal. The idea is that when the quarterback comes back, he should be all alone. But he has the athletic ability to make somebody miss. In this case, it happened to be Norman Nero. Cuts back, but in fairness, he didn't quite have that burst of speed to get in the end zone.
Flag on the play. Personal foul against Arkansas.
I was about to say, Charlie, even though they did get the punt blocked, it could have been a good thing if they'd been able to hold him out and make him kick a field goal, because then they couldn't have taken off the time take the time off the clock. But give David Cutcliffe a lot of credit. You know, at that point, You can be conservative, go between the tackles, do the normal thing. Instead, he comes in with a gadget play, and it's huge.
First and goal at the 5. Jamal Lewis. Wow! Kid can play, huh?
Remember Sam Bam Cunningham, Marcus Allen, Billy Sims? Take a look at the leap at the end. Where does he take off from? Whoa, coming into your screen. That's a good look. That's cool.
Jamal Lewis, a freshman. And now the extra point try to give Tennessee an 8-point lead. Jamal Lewis, 24 carries, 121 yards.
Charlie, a flag is down. I believe the kicker got run into, but they'll probably assess that on the kickoff.
Penalties running into the kicker. Penalties decline. Points are good.
Now this is interesting here at this point that, you know, with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left, Arkansas is still a score away. So
and the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, there they are. So
Jamal Lewis, 2 touchdowns tonight and 121 yards of rushing. Jamal Lewis, a freshman, 6'1", about 230 pounds. And what a night he has had. He has rushed now for about 950 yards in 6 starts. And here's the kick fielded by Rod Stinson at the 10. Across the 25 to the 27-yard line. A reminder, tomorrow on ESPN2 at 5:30 Eastern Time, the Grey Cup. The Saskatchewan Roughriders and Doug Flutie and the Toronto Argonauts, 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. The Grey Cup on the Deuce. Meanwhile, here's the situation. 4 minutes, 2 seconds left in the game. Arkansas has 2 timeouts remaining. They trail by 8. They must get into the end zone. Each team with 2 timeouts left. And here's Sterner from the shotgun. Firing, silent. Eubanks has it. Eubanks still on his feet and finally brought down at the 39. It looks like he's got enough for the first down. And if he does, the clock will stop as they move the chains, and he does.
And they can go down the field doing exactly that, Charlie, with 3:54. It's kind of a delay route. He looks like he's going to run the out and up, and then he just stops. Makes the catch, breaks the tackle, cuts up the field. And as I say, plenty of time right here. 3:46 the clock running. They can do that all the way down the field if Tennessee opts for the soft zone.
First and 10, 39-yard line. Sterner from the shotgun again. As time fires across the field, overthrows Anthony Eubanks by a good 5 yards.
And once again, though, here they had the exact same play to the other side, but Torrey Noel said, look, you know what? You did that once. I'm not buying this time. And so he runs out into the flat to cover Eubanks, which certainly makes sense because coming into this game, he had more than twice as many catches as anybody on the team. And it certainly makes sense to try and double team Eubanks, particularly in this drive.
From the 39, Sterner in this half is 14 out of 18. Said earlier in the broadcast, he has gotten better with each passing game. Sterner again, sideline, and it's complete. That's Emmanuel Smith, tackled at the 45-yard line. Now downstairs to Sean Salisbury. Sean.
Guys, you make a good point about Clint Sterner. We've been talking Peyton Manning the whole night, and he's come in here, and what's most impressive about him, all the praise on Manning, the ball has been in his hand all night. He knows Tennessee's going to take away the short passing game, and they haven't been able to. He's been accurate. He hasn't waited for somebody else to make the plays. He's made the plays, guys, and if this is any indication, but Arkansas is in pretty good hands at this position for the next 2 years. Give him some kudos.
Sterner's 6', 219. He's a sophomore from Baytown, Texas. Firing over the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Anthony Lucas at the 45.
Now they're on 3rd down and 4. You had to consider running the ball only because of the fact that you are in 4-down territory. Now, because of the 4-down situation, Tennessee is not going to change their defense here. I'm thinking, Charlie, you know what? They could just run a simple sweep and get it because they've got so many people backpedaling in the secondary.
The line of scrimmage is the Arkansas 45. They've got to get to the 49. And essentially, the game resides on this play for the Razorbacks. Interference?
Yes. Raynoch Thompson knocked him down before he had a chance to make the catch.
Bill Goss, the referee.
There's no foul.
Wow!
Pass interference. The action took place behind the line, therefore there's no foul.
The explanation given by the official, in case you couldn't hear it, was because it is behind the line of scrimmage. Now take a look. There's the line of scrimmage right here, and see where the ball is. Clearly, it's a good 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So that's the right call.
And so Tennessee will take over, and the natives in Little Rock are restless.
Well, they just don't understand the rule. Clearly he knocked him down, and certainly if it was 1 yard beyond the line of scrimmage, it's interference. But because of the collegiate rule, it isn't.
2:45 left in the game. Jamal Lewis gains maybe a couple. Norman Nero makes the tackle. Now, when does Arkansas start using its timeouts? Not yet. It's been a long year for Danny Ford, but I tell you what, the Razorbacks have played all out all night.
Well, Danny Ford, to his credit, I think everybody is cognizant of his status, but he has come out and just coached as hard as he could. He's poured his heart and soul into this.
And so have his players. They've played as hard as they could tonight. Jamal Lewis, just a couple on the play. 3rd down.
Now Arkansas uses one of its timeouts. Now, near the end of the day, Charlie, I'd ask you the question, does this mean that Tennessee will fall in the rankings, you think?
We have a commercial now to ponder that very thought. With 1 minute and 55 seconds left. Tennessee leads by 8. The answer when we come back. 3rd down and 7 yards to go at the 42. And here is Manning throwing on the run, and he completes it to Marcus Nash. That's the 1st down, and that pretty much has, well, the pork has been put into the oven.
No, no, oh, please.
Hey, by the way,
a culinary reference. Are you going to get? You tease these people coming out.
I got to tell
with
you,
your answer.
while we have a moment, the Arkansas pork producers fed us today, and we have pregame meals that sometimes taste like, well,
I understand.
Bad plastic.
Less than stellar.
This was spectacular. These ribs, they were terrific, and we thank them a lot. And that is Sean Bryson getting to the 30-yard line.
And that was Peyton Manning trying to throw a block. That's not. They're not going to pay you $30 million to do that, Holmes.
And he's not going to win a Heisman doing that either.
Okay.
Now, more importantly,
all right,
we have been micromanaging Peyton Manning's pursuit of the Heisman Trophy.
Yes.
What does tonight's performance do?
Oh, I think it's his to lose. I think he's made some big plays, 3 touchdown passes, over 250 yards. No, I think he's a lock.
He still has 2 more games, and next week against Tim Couch at Kentucky, and that'll be fun to watch. The Deuce will have that at noon. Jamal Lewis is brought down at the 30. And now the players of the game. Brought to you by National Car Rental. Torrey Noel. Boy, he was just all over the field defensively tonight. And Rod Stinson, the first 100-yard rusher of the season for Arkansas.
And don't forget, Stinson also returned all the kickoffs and put them in some pretty good field position. Now, you've been, I don't know if you've been ducking this consciously, but you still have not responded as to whether or not you think Tennessee
frankly,
will
the
drop
reason
the
I've been
balls.
ducking it consciously is that I don't have the top 25 staring me right in the face.
Well,
so I'm trying to figure out who would move up if they move down. And so once I've got this top 25 in front of me, and of course now we're going to get faxes from all over the country, and we'll be off the air by the time we get all of this.
In fairness, interesting that so many times in coach speak, you know, when you sit down with these people and they talk about how good their opponent is, we've had the opportunity to see Arkansas on 3 different occasions. They gave Auburn all they could handle before losing, and tonight they've given Tennessee all they could handle. So I think there are a lot of good things that Arkansas has in its future, and as you pointed out, you and Sean pointed out, Clint Sterner is certainly one of them.
We have everything in the booth, including Marty Aronoff's Christmas list, but we don't have the top 25. Coming up next, the NASCAR Happy Hour, final race of the year in Atlanta tomorrow. Jeff Gordon can win it. And now here is Peyton Manning calling a timeout. We're going to take a break, come back to wrap up the final 55 seconds in a moment. In Marty Aronoff's Christmas list, we finally got a hold of the top 25. Tennessee winning, but barely against Arkansas tonight. Might see them drop a notch with Penn State winning at Purdue. Penn State is beginning this weekend 6th ranked, and it looks like a first down for Tennessee. So conceivably Tennessee would drop. Well,
yeah, I would think so, because, you know, Purdue has been a top 25 team most of the season, and they beat them there at West Lafayette in impressive fashion. So that's well within the realm of possibility.
4th down and long. So Florida State won today. Michigan won. Nebraska just
eked one out.
Yeah, they took out the calculator. Ohio State
won big time over Illinois.
That's right. Of course, everybody wins big time over Illinois this year. It's been a tough time.
Tough year for Ron Turner. Yeah.
Oh boy, talk about rebuilding from scratch.
I think he's going to do it, though. I do.
Georgia gets beat today, lost to Auburn. Kansas State, what a surprise they've been this year. And North Carolina eked out a win against Clemson. So it was a heart-stopping night for Tennessee. Figured to win a whole lot easier than they did. Jamal Lewis had a huge night, rushing for 120-plus yards. Jeremy Flowers provided the only touchdown of the first half on the interception. And Arkansas just played a gritty, gutty game. But I tell you what, Jamal Lewis, if that's the first time you've seen him, you have to be impressed with him. In 6 starts, he has now rushed for nearly 950 yards. And now Peyton Manning will go to one knee, and call it a night.
Well, the reason he did that is he wanted to take off as much time as he could before Arkansas got on the field. That was a 4th down play. So,
well, this would be a Hail Mary and then some, with no timeouts left, and Arkansas having to go just 70 yards.
Well, don't forget, those of you that watched I believe it was the Navy Notre Dame game, Navy was on their own 20 and threw one up and it ricocheted, and so you never know.
Well, here we go. Here's a high fly ball deep to left center field, and it is dropped. It will be 2nd down and 10.
Try it again the other side.
It's like the punt, pass, and kick competition there.
Now how far? Yeah, you know what? That's interesting you said that, because I was just thinking, I wonder how far that throw was.
Well, it's about the 30 to the 30.
Well, no, because where he's standing, obviously, he's got what, an 8-yard drop back, so 28, 38, 48, about 52 yards.
It was a pretty spiral.
It was.
Gets style points.
Let's see how far this one is.
With 6 seconds left now. But let us not diminish the gutty performance by Arkansas tonight. They really played with everything they had.